Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful.
Funny things that you think's funny aren't funny.
Give me cocks all the time. I want cocks all over me.
The Alan Cox Show kicks ass, man.
Welcome.
Show me what you got.
You're not going to see a lot of cocks on TV.
Alan Cox from the Alan Cox Show.
I don't know what it's about you, but I can't even stand your voice.
I think you're the biggest asshole alive.
It's going to be a great show.
Let's kick it. I'll say kick it, and you'll just kick it with a tasty groove, okay? 1, 2, 3, kick it. Kick it. Come on. God damn it. Put you one time. Kick it. What the?
Alan Cox.
Here we go. He'll ad-lib. He'll be fine.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
All right, there we go. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi. Greetings, greetings. Hey there, hi there, ho there. How you doing? My name is Alan Cox. Thank you for being here. Back live today. Say hi to Bill Squire. He's right there.
Creepy hugs. You sound sick. You sound sick still.
Oh, I know. I am.
Oh, cool. Thanks for coming in. Getting us all sick.
Yeah, right.
Well, me.
You won't get. You've already been sick like half a dozen times. What are you talking about?
Not really.
I get sick once a year. I can't take the week off. I mean, it takes a while. I'm gonna sit at home. I can't. You know, I got stuff to do. Hey, Mary Santora is in New York.
Hi guys. What am I gonna do? Rest my body?
Well, I took Sunday and then I took yesterday. I'm like, I got stuff to do. What am I gonna take the whole week? I can't. You know.
No, I get it.
I got stuff to do. I got appearance on Saturday. I got to get up and moving. Poundcake's back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people. Hello.
I'm drinking my throat coat tea. I'm chowing my lozenges.
Throat coat? Or coat throat?
Throat coat
Gotcha.
tea. You've never had throat coat tea?
No. I didn't
pretty
know.
good.
I don't know what that is.
It's, well, you can pretty much find it probably in any grocery
stores,
aisle where
yeah.
they sell tea, you know? And it's a broadcaster's best friend, theoretically.
Does it taste good?
I mean, it doesn't taste bad. I mean, it tastes. I'll give you. I got a box of tea bags. I'll tea bag you. I'll give you one, and then you can try it for yourself.
Yeah, I'll try.
We've got hot water here in the kitchen at iHeart Cleveland.
Yeah, like sometimes when I sleep with my window open, I wake up with a little scratchy throat.
Yeah, I don't think that's from sleeping with your window open. I sleep with the window open every night. I don't know that you can get. Well, I don't know you, right? Maybe you're right.
I was gonna say I don't.
Everybody's different.
My allergies and now be all types of congested.
To what are you allergic?
I don't know. Like, but
because it would theoretically be something outside your window.
Well, I know I'm allergic to dust, but dust is not flying into my window. So I just seasonal allergies when when it's breezy, I let the window open, and the way my nasal passages is different. I wheeze, I snore a lot more when it's warmer out.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Well, but you're gonna get a chance to test that out because it's supposed to be like 70 degrees before it gets to be 20 again this week.
Well, I think it's
so
supposed
be able to check that out.
Thunderstorm and hail tonight is from what I'm told.
All right, well, you could be right about that too.
Because I thought it was supposed to like hail and like thunderstorm this morning. And I was like, great, I have a doctor's appointment, so I wasn't trying to like drive in that. But it was beautiful out, gorgeous. Drove with the windows down, and then the weather can change just like that.
Wait, so you're allergic when the windows are open at home, but not when you're in your car?
Well, I think it's when I sleep.
Ah, I see.
Like,
when your body processes slow down, is what you're saying.
It might be like
make you more kind of. Get to you then.
I don't know if it has to be recirculated air or air from outside. I'm not sure. But I just noticed the difference sometimes.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, I was bummed to not be back yesterday because, of course, we had to recap our 12th annual Polar Blast battle with all accolades going to, which team came in dead last?
I believe Poundcake's team.
Yeah, Poundcake's team. Yeah, Astro Slide came in dead last. And
we got heart. I don't care.
Well, we went.
We had speed.
We had
allegedly.
My team the Coxicles. We went up against Mary's team, the Snow Babies, and we beat you guys.
By foot races, I guess our first 2 heats were like insanely close.
Of course. These always end in foot races. Yep. Always. And that's what I was trying to tell my guys. And I don't know what was going on down there because it's kind of hard to see. You know, we don't have binoculars up there. And by the time those guys get to the bottom of the hill, you have to run. You have to pick up your tube and run.
And you have to bring the tube with you.
You got to bring it with you. Now, if it's on a foot race, I'll beat anybody. But there was a guy on my team that like put his feet in the tube, and I didn't know what I was like, guys, when you get down there, you'll slow down, and you have to anticipate that. You got to jump out.
He was sitting Indian style or something?
He said he had put his feet in the tube, and then a couple of other guys got out and started running, but they would like trip or they fell. And frankly, I wasn't getting very good launches to begin with, right? Bill's a big guy. Bill's going to win because he's big.
He didn't win, though.
He did win.
He didn't win against me.
But I didn't have to
He didn't have to win against.
That's not the point.
Okay, let me say my piece, and then Bill won the Polar Blast battle, okay, again, because we each had to launch our team members. And Bill's a good launcher.
I am a good launcher.
Big guy. You can get in there, yoink, okay?
I have launched for dinner.
And so it didn't come down to a foot race between Bill. In fact, Bill and I went down, since it didn't matter, we went down the same lane at the end because by that time, the outcome had already been determined and my team had lost. So Coxicles came in second, and Bill won this year's Polar Blast battle. Now, Poundcake, somehow to you, that means he didn't win?
I'm talking about our heat. It's not
no one said I won your heat.
Between a foot race between me and Bill, he would not win.
But you didn't. I didn't have to.
But wait, did guys run against each other?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he went. But I wasn't in a hurry because I had already won.
In years past, you never beat me in a foot race.
I didn't say I have.
Wait a second.
I'm sure you could beat me in a foot race. I didn't have to beat you in a foot race because we won 5 previous heats.
So
I didn't have to beat you in a
at the time.
I did. I was watching and paying attention. Do you guys not pay attention to
what's I pay attention.
Then I knew that going down against you, I could just take my time because it wasn't going to matter. I was moving on to the next round.
Okay.
So Poundcake, all you're saying is that you ran and he didn't, and you won.
It's a team sport.
Right.
Your team has to win.
You won against, yes, anyone will win against a guy who's not running. A guy running will always beat a guy not running.
Okay.
As I understand it. I mean, you know how many times I have lost the Boston Marathon? Every single time. You know why? Because I've never run the Boston Marathon. And so as a result, I lose every single time.
You should work on
Bill
that.
and I could have raced in our respective lanes. We didn't because it didn't matter. So we're like, hey, let's go down the same lane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we held hands, but that could that could have easily been part of it. But Bill's team won fair and square.
My guys were locked in. We were doing good launches. My technique got better with each launch, and then my guys were ready at the bottom of the hill to pop up and run across the finish line.
Yeah.
And they were. In previous years, I've had some beefy dudes on the team. This year, I actually had pretty lanky dudes, but that came in handy because they were fast. So
they get some big strides.
Yeah,
going.
big strides. They were ready.
Here's my problem.
Give me your problem.
Is that Bill had the least number of people show up for his team. He had to pull the most
alternates.
And that's annoying to me. It might be.
Yeah, but we
don't.
I can't control any of this.
Yeah.
A little bit rigged.
But we all had alternates.
But I didn't tell anybody to sign up. I didn't pull any of the names. That's
Someone
all.
in a wheelchair got on Bill's team and all of a sudden doesn't show up to the Polar Blast. Interesting is all I'm saying.
You had somebody in a wheelchair on your team?
No, that's what Mary's
I don't know.
presupposing.
I mean, we don't know the people who won as opposed to the people who were pulled as alternates.
Sure.
And the alternates were there to play. They showed up. The people who won,
Well,
the people who called and won didn't show up.
There was a few guys on my team who were like, I wasn't planning on going down, but they needed alternates, and the one guy's wearing Chucks.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, remember the year Alan wore Chucks? I'm wearing Chucks too. Luckily, it wasn't super cold, so he was all right. But
I am glad I switched up my footwear this year. I think that might have helped a little bit. But, however.
It helped maybe. Well, did your last race come down to you versus Mary?
No.
No, it was already Alan.
No, he already
knocked it
won.
up. Yeah.
Well, no. It would have come down
You
to
would
me
have tied.
versus him. We would have tied and had to go back up. But he was probably at least 20 or 30 yards ahead of me.
I was way ahead, yeah.
He, like, to the point where by the time I stopped moving and stood up, I was like, I'm not running. This is stupid.
Exactly.
You didn't get up and run. You got up and walked your tube.
Because you were already across the finish line by the time my thing stopped.
Yeah, but isn't it fun to get up and run? And
For no reason? No, I'll never run for no reason.
Well, Bill, that's Bill's motto. That's why he didn't run against Poundcake.
I didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
I had it locked up.
Right. Now, Poundcake, were you, I guess you weren't aware of that, right? Because there's no way in hell, if you knew it didn't matter, you would have run. Had you been apprised of the standings, you'll never convince me that you would have run.
I did
if you didn't have to.
Well, sure, but I didn't know that it was already locked up at the time.
So you thought you were beating him?
For sure. I mean, I was going to try my best. Like the people on my team, I tried to coach them the best I could. Everyone on my team was rookies.
5-1.
I don't think anyone.
Now, what was your? Did you give them a pep talk? What was the coaching?
Yeah, I gave them the rundown. I said, hey, mostly, yes, you will slide down the hill, but at a certain point you'll stop sliding. Be prepared to grab your tube and run. So I had everyone put their hand through the little handle there and be prepared to pull it behind you as you run. So
pull it.
Yeah.
I think it's better to pick it up and run with it.
Pick up your tube and run. Why do you want friction on the ground? Why do you want?
Either way, I just wanted to make sure that they had a handle on it.
Yeah.
So they can
pick it up, man.
Whatever works for you. I mean, it didn't work for them, but
well, because you told them to drag it.
No, I didn't tell them to drag it. I said, put your hand on the handle. Be prepared to grab it and run. Like I didn't. Pulling it is fine as long as your body. I don't think the tube counts.
This was the first year that I feel like the lanes were the most equal, where it really did just come down to that last little dash.
No, I never noticed that. Everyone says that every year. Like,
I don't either.
This lane's faster.
No, there was.
Last year it was pretty big.
Last year it was the one lane was
insanely fast.
So much faster.
Why would that be?
It's
I don't know. Just more slick. Things.
Well, anyway, Bill Squire and his crew won this year's Polar Blast.
Ices cannot be stopped.
We had a great time with everybody who came out, so thank you. Thank you to the alternates.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks to Boston Mills Branding Wine and Circle K and Matitude Spun and Statement Limousine. We had a good time on the bus. It was a good time. Did I say we had a good time? It was a good time.
Was it a good time?
Mary, I think it was a good time.
I had a great time.
I mean, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Did you have a good time, Mary?
I had a great time.
I had the best time.
All right, I got to take a break here. I will have, if you're a Pink Floyd fan, I'll have passes all week for the Gilmore Project. That's one of those, Pink Floyd doesn't go out anymore, so you got to see somebody doing their music. KK's Priest, KK Downing, and our own Ripper Owens are on the road. Primus and Coheed are coming, Vampire Weekend. So we'll get to all those on the way. 35192. Want to text me for anything else?
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Or whatever smart device you have.
Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
Hey, it's Alan for Window Nation. February is a really weird time in Ohio because spring is just on the horizon, right? But boy, it sure doesn't feel like it. So if your energy bills are going through the roof, just trying to keep yourself comfy, might be time to re-up windows. Brand new, expertly installed, energy-efficient windows with Window Nation. Right now, they'll give you half off every window style they sell, and no interest, no payment at all for 2 years. Interest on just about everything else is going up, 0% with Window Nation. Start at windownation.com. Easy to get a quote, in-home consultation. Their windows come with a lifetime warranty. You don't worry about them at all. Expert installers do it right the first time. If you want to call and talk to somebody, 866-90-NATION. Just give them my name. They can install your new windows in 1 day or less. 0 down, 0 interest, no payments for 2 years and half off every window style they've got. Make your home look awesome, be comfy year-round. 866-90-NATION. Say Alan Cox told me all about it. Or go to windownation.com.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket. Just like our customer, Jaron.
I'm the singer and guitarist in a band, and I use my Cricket phone for everything. It's basically like another band member.
Don't miss a single beat. Switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month voice plan depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See store for details.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM. 866-509-TERM.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not one based on Carol. She's more focused on hitting a high note than the car in front of her. Why pay a rate based on anyone else? Get one based on you with DriveWise from Allstate.
Not available in Alaska or California, subject to terms and conditions. Rates are determined by several factors, which vary by state. In some states, participation in DriveWise allows Allstate to use your driving data for purposes of rating. While in some states, your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Generally, safer drivers will save with DriveWise. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business,
Technocrat billionaires intend to influence your digital lives, for better or for worse. Listen to Better Offline on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Death is a touchy subject. Unless you're killing all your time with this, then just keep touching.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
I called up my friend Leroy on the phone. I said, buddy, I'm afraid to be alone. 'Cause I got some weird ideas in my head about things to do in Denver when you're dead.
Boy, it sounds like it's a really, really bad time to be a corpse. In Colorado, they just keep getting putting in jail people who are in the funeral business. Every week or so, there's another story from Colorado. Does anyone here have a friend in the mortuary sciences?
A kid that I grew up with is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say we're friends still. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I know he works at it.
Yeah, and I have a friend back in Chicago who is a mortician and runs a funeral home, and I always thought that, boy, it's got to be a great business because it's recession-proof. People are always going to die, but they keep getting these. I don't know if it's also, like, easy to create a scam. I don't know what it is. You just take people's money and then don't do anything, or because they keep like raiding these funeral homes and finding corpses. And a guy in Colorado Springs, maybe, just got arrested because they found a 63-year-old woman's body in the hearse where it had been for a couple of years. And well, and I was like, how has he not had conversations with the family? Well, they explained that too. People are just handing out fake ashes. And so I don't quite understand. You know, all these funeral homes are like, well, we got behind on our crematorium bills or something. There was this guy and his wife who just took over, I think it was also in Colorado, just took over a funeral home a few years ago. And I don't know if they were just collecting money and living high on the hog or what, but like the whole back 40 of this place was bodies. And this guy at this other place where they found the woman's body in the hearse, they just found her covered in a blanket in the back of the hearse. And they found a bunch of urns in crawl spaces. So, you know, there are obviously dozens of families. They found about the cremated remains, or in the biz, cremains, of about 35 people at this guy's place. And maybe somebody in the mortuary sciences can tell me where the disconnect is here. Because, boy, it ain't cheap. Even if you are having somebody cremated, you know, we have my dad buried, and that ain't cheap at all, boy. No. I mean, even if you decide, my dad would want us to do this in the most frugal way possible, you're still in for 5 figures. So I don't know what's going on with these places where they're like, oh, we ran out of room. I don't know. Maybe it's still ripple effects from COVID.
No way. It's been 4 years.
Well, but funeral homes were getting overrun. I mean, these bodies, they say, have been there a couple years.
That's crazy.
The hoarded, cremated remains.
It smells so bad.
No, I think after a year or two, it's I don't know. Like
well, no, they got one
something.
guy. They got another guy. This was a dude in Denver. Then they got another guy in Penrose, Colorado. You know, because a lot of people are opening these places saying, oh, we'll do the natural burial. We've talked about this. It's a great idea on paper, but you got to know that a place is actually doing it instead of just throwing a body in the ground or doing something else. One of the guys who got pinched on this said that when the neighbors started complaining about the smell, he said that he had a taxidermy hobby, and that's why it smelled. And that kind of fended people off for a little while. But they're trying to, I don't know, maybe Colorado has really, really lax funeral laws or something. Maybe that's the place to go if you want to get in on the funeral home scam. I don't know. But about every week now, there's a story like this, and to a person, they're almost all in Colorado. The hoarded remains found at Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services in this Denver suburb are from between 2012 and 2021. The funeral home has been closed for over a year. And so obviously you catch all these charges. You get abuse of a corpse, and you get, these people have to forge death certificates. They do the whole bit. And then I guess, I don't know, keep the money, get a cheap urn, and put, they did a deep dive in this one family. It was like, we just knew something was wrong when we got the ashes back. This is a woman's husband that she had cremated with this place outside Denver in Colorado Springs. The families that had hired this particular funeral home paid about $2,000 for cremation services. And she's like, they said it would take about a week, but they kept pushing the date back and back and back. So they flew to Hawaii to scatter the ashes into the ocean once they got them. And I guess one of the people in the family was in the construction business or something, and they said, that looks like concrete. That doesn't look like human ash.
Oh, come on.
And so they did some tests on him or something, and she took the ashes to another funeral director, and they're like...
Are they banking on people just being like... Because I'm kind of like, if I found out my ashes of my dad weren't my dad, I mean, he's still dead either way.
Sue, but get some.
Well, a lot of people are
get
suing.
some money out of it.
Yeah, but if you've gotten,
what's the difference?
Right, but if you've gotten concrete, I take your point. But if you've gotten concrete, you don't know where your dad's ashes are.
No.
Where is your dad?
Who knows?
Well,
is he in some sidewalk somewhere?
Again,
you'll never know. There's no way to find out.
Right.
So like.
And sue and
why even ask?
And also, practically speaking, suing a funeral home that has been stacking bodies because they don't have any money, you're not really gonna, get anything from
insurance,
them,
wouldn't they? If the place burns down,
it does. Well, according to these stories,
you in a lawsuit.
Well, if the place burned down, they'd catch up on all their cremations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, you
fatal
don't know.
swoop.
You'll never know, unless you were to. I don't even know if you can DNA test ashes.
Well, you can test because you do get bits of bone. They have like a grinder and things, but they do have, if they can extract from the inside of a bit of bone, they can get DNA or RNA or something in there. And she took it to another funeral home, and the guy goes, well, ashes are supposed to have variations. There'll be different colors. There'll be different sizes. It'll look like rocky sand as opposed to what people think it's very fine ashes. And this funeral director was like, it's not supposed to look like that. And so they determined that it was quickcrete mix. And so Colorado now is investigating this. Boy, Colorado's a wild place, right?
Can't wait to go back, man.
It's such a wild place. Like, if you like the outdoors, it's awesome. If you like guns, it's awesome. It's so purple out there.
Like weed? Pretty good
weed.
Place for weed and mushrooms, right? They have mushrooms.
They've got all of it.
Decriminalized. I don't know that they're recreational.
Put all those together, and you've got a wild situation going on out there. So in one of these places, they're trying to identify 18 individuals by just like a bag of ash. And this other guy was like, he just said, I owed a lot of money to different crematories. This is a funeral home, so they're not doing it there on site, I guess. And then he would just give people bags of ashes. And some of those were a concrete mix.
Morally, you don't feel guilty for that. Like,
I don't care.
They don't care. Once you get
Maybe the first one they do, but after you get to 18,
maybe that's what it's like being a murderer. Like, unless it was in self-defense.
The rush.
That's what I'm saying. Unless it was in self-defense and I murdered someone, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna be able to sleep right again. Like, it would bother me. But maybe after you kill, you're a serial killer, you're like, it was after the first one, and
well,
I'm cool now.
Keep in mind, they are not killing these people.
I know, but I'm just saying.
The abuse of a corpse, Other states, most states run annual inspections of funeral homes and require people to either pass a test or get a degree in mortuary science. Colorado has no such laws. So no wonder it's a great state to get into the funeral biz because it's pretty lax.
Get your money.
Yeah. So, yeah, to the point that your loved one is still dead. But there's a lot of obviously emotion that goes in with that too. If you fly to Hawaii from Georgia, as this woman did, because she went to Colorado, that's where her mom lived and died or whatever, went back to her home in Georgia. Her mom wanted to have her ashes spread into the ocean from Hawaii. They were of Hawaiian descent. And she flies to Hawaii. And Lebowski's the whole thing, probably gets a little bit in her hair. And they determined that it was not really ashes. So I would just say, if you are going to be cremating a loved one, I would say look at the funeral home director and say, are you going to do a good job? And then they'll go, yes, of course, we'll take care of everything. And then you just look at them. You don't break eye contact. You go, are you? Yeah. And they go, yeah. And you look at them again. You do not break eye contact. Eyes like saucers, wide open. You go, and then you don't say anything. First, you give them one, are you? And you keep looking at them. But then you don't break eye contact and you just keep looking at them. But then progressively squint your eyes more and more, like you're really giving them the maloik. And they might break. They go, fine. Now, let's say everything else goes well. When they hand you the urn or the box or whatever you've opted for with the cremains, and you say, is this really my uncle? And they go, yes. You do the eye thing again. You go, is it? And they go, yes, of course. You've paid us a princely sum for these cremains. Is it? That's usually how you can, I think that's probably the best way to determine if somebody's on the up and up.
I mean, flawless.
That's
what they do at the police
station. Yeah, exactly. That's where they get it. Yup.
Are you telling the truth?
Did you murder this guy? No, I did not. Did you?
Everything checks out.
Yep. I mean, how many coerced confessions are there? You flip that around. Did you murder this guy? Nope. 18 hours later, after they've been telling him they know he did it, they break the guy. So why not work that in your favor with a funeral home? I mean, God forfend, you've got a loved one in the last stages of whatever. Of course, neither Mary nor I have a father anymore.
Nope.
It'd be nice if we did. But your dad was cremated, yeah?
Yeah.
My dad was buried.
See, I spread his ashes when I was in Vegas in that the fountain show.
Is it legal to do that?
The Bellagio?
No, I probably honestly shouldn't even be telling you that, but that's what I did.
They're not going to get you now.
Yeah, I mean, prove it. There's no video.
I'm sure there's people spreading ashes in the Grand Canyon and stuff too. So
you're definitely not supposed to. But they gave us. We asked for we had smaller urns, so they gave us little Coke baggies full of my dad.
Yep.
And that was shoved into the tiny urn, so I had to dig my fingers in there and open it. So after I was done, I had ashes on my hand.
You had your.
Well, because then I'm like, well, now what? What? I can't rub it on my pants or go find a bathroom and wash it off. But it was yeah, I licked it. I put it on my gums. That's why I won that big jackpot for $5,000. But yeah, it is a very weird feeling to be like, oh, this is a dead person on my fingers right now. Or concrete. Weird. I don't know, but.
Yeah, that would be wild. Alan, my cousin, is in the funeral biz here in Cleveland, and he's loaded. Yeah, that's what I always thought. I didn't know where all these people were ending up oh, I can't pay my bills. How can you possibly not pay your bills? Growing up, my parents' church, there was one guy that did most of the funerals. He was Irish and Catholic, and everybody thought he was great. Had his ad on the back of the bulletin and all that kind of stuff. This guy was loaded. You got a steady pipeline of olds coming through the parish.
Now that I think about it, I have a friend that I went to school with that also her family owns a funeral home, and we have used, I don't know anyone who hasn't been, other than my white side. My grandmother, she had a Catholic funeral home, but Everyone who has died in my family, they know my family. Like, oh, this is one of yours? Like, yep. Is for generations we've been buried by this funeral home. So
For generations?
Yes, my grandmother, my aunt, my great aunt, my cousin.
Wow. All stayed local.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's all in the same. It's the same funeral home.
Alan, I can't believe that people would try to keep that kind of money without earning it. They did? U-R-N, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
You are normally.
I picked up on it.
Yeah.
I get it. Usually it's E-A-R-N.
Well, and somebody else reminded me of the old funeral home director joke, too, where he'd shake your hand with his first two fingers like he's feeling your pulse. Hey, you doing all right there? Okay. You know, injecting a little bit of levity into an otherwise gruesome situation. Mary's dad ended up in the filtering system of the Bellagio fountain.
Oh, well.
And maintenance just threw those. Well, the Bellagio water, though, they have their own. People are always pissed at the Bellagio because they have their own man-made lake that circulates that water. So it just goes. I don't think it's any part of the city water.
And that water has to be disgusting.
Yeah.
Think about all the drinks that have been dropped in there. Their cell
Vomit.
phones. Yeah, people
Oh,
throwing up.
God.
People
I swear,
peeing.
Vomit.
Dude, when I had to reach my fingers into the urn to get my dad's ashes out, I was like, I might just throw this whole thing in there.
Right.
Honestly. But then I thought, I was like, then they could just throw it away. They could find the urn and just throw it away so he won't really be in there. But yeah, I'm sure it's not. Brian's parents have a house in Goodyear, Arizona, and there's a man-made lake in their development, and there's signs everywhere that are like, "Do not touch this water. Do not go near this water.
Yeah.
This is not clean water."
Yeah.
Like it's almost disturbing. We're like, "What did you do to it? Like, why is it so gross?" You know?
Well, it's like industrial water.
But what does that even mean?
It means it's not going through any kind of cleaning filtration process. You know,
But
like
where
when
did
you
it come from
but
to
it's-
be that gross?
But it's not also because we have natural wetlands here that do some sort of filtering. If you're going, the water's not meant like that in Arizona or Vegas because it's all man-made.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that you have to tell people not to drink that water is
It's more like don't swim in it.
You
don't
have
swim in
to
it, but
tell
yeah,
people
yeah.
everything
I know.
now.
But not to swim in it either because it just is stagnant, or they have to put so many chemicals in it to keep it from getting really gross. So it's probably more chemical filled than anything else. That
Hey,
they're
don't let
putting in there.
your skin will burn off if you touch this water.
I wonder how much that lake costs them a year.
What do you mean?
I feel like the first year is when it costs the most, and then it's just sitting there.
They have
there's maintenance
They
each
have
year for it.
They have an 8.5 acre lake that holds 22 million gallons of water, and it basically just circulates back through in the thing. Wow. Well, I've got a break because I've got a natural wetland developing as we speak. So. If you want to send a text 35192, you can watch live at AlanCoxShow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. We got stuff. You want stuff. Win stuff. This week at WMMS.com.
Win a pair of tickets to see Creed when WMMS
The Buzzard.
From the Bath Authority Studios.
The Buzzard. The home of the Buzzard. The Buzzard. This is 100.7 WMMS.
Cleveland. Call the Alan Cox Show.
Is that what you want to do? Think about it, Alan. Once divorced and a broken man.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
I was a highwayman. Along the coach roads I did ride, with sword and pistol by my side. Many a young maid lost her baubles to my trade. Many a soldier shed his lifeblood on my blade. The bastards hung me in the spring of 25, but I am still alive.
Poundcake, do you have any idea who that is singing? Not now, the guy who was just singing. There's four country singers in this song.
No.
Four legends of country music. You don't know who that guy is? Smokes a lot of weed.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that married his adopted daughter or something.
I'm sorry?
No.
No,
I say he smokes a lot of weed. You say, oh, yeah, he married his adopted daughter?
I thought that was the one. Who's the old guy now that has a strain of weed? I forget his name.
Willie Nelson?
Yeah, Willie Nelson.
He married his adopted daughter?
Didn't he?
I don't think
I've
so.
never heard that.
You're thinking of not a musician, Woody Allen.
I wasn't thinking. I thought he something with his adopted daughter or something like that.
Well, Soon Yi was, fostered child, I think.
Okay, well, I was wrong, but it was
Willie Nelson v. Woody Allen is what he was thinking of. Well, I could see in Poundcake's mind that might, I could see where those two might kind of tangle up. Willie Nelson and Woody Allen. Damn.
Both W's, both end in an N.
Yeah, and Woody Allen is a musician. He plays the clarinet, and
I didn't know there was a scandal like that for him.
For Willie Nelson?
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
he's got some kids out of wedlock and stuff like
sure.
that.
Well,
but-
he's an outlaw.
Yeah.
Come on. That's part of the whole deal. The Outlaw Music Festival Tour, they've announced, is back at Blossom this September for people who want to go to that. It's one of those shows every year I plan on going, but then I'm like, not hauling ass to Blossom on a Thursday night. But plenty of people can and should. It's going to be Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yay! Whoa! Hey, Blossom, Cleveland! John Hoosier Mellencamp.
No.
And a band called Southern Avenue. I don't know who that is. And again,
That's the worst
Johnny
lineup
Cash.
they've had in a while.
Sucking on chili dogs.
Yeah, this one's not amazing,
bad.
right?
Usually, I don't know. Like, these are... Mellencamp is a huge... Like, he's got...
No, he's
tons of
great.
hits.
He is great.
And
We saw
Bob
him
Dylan,
at,
although probably not any of our cup of tea, has a ton of people that are into it. So there's some... I mean, those are three pretty big artists to have in one show.
Last year was Robert Plant and Alison Krauss, Willie Nelson. Now, that's not the whole lineup that I just gave you. You know, it kind of rotates city to city. Billy Strings. Wasn't somebody just talking about Billy Strings around here?
I just remember Billy Strings was at Nautica last year, and I had no idea what it was.
Okay.
He's like a big made it so I couldn't get home, and I was annoyed. So I'll forever have a grudge against Billy Strings for that.
Right. Well, this says Robert Plant and Alison Krauss are back on it. Maybe they're not doing Blossom. But anyway, I like Willie a lot, and Willie's one of those guys where I'm like, he's gonna die, and I need to go see him before he does, because we're gonna wake up one day, and they're gonna go, Willie Nelson has died, and I'm gonna kick myself, or I'll ask you guys to do it for me. If Willie Nelson dies, and I haven't seen him yet, will you guys kick me?
With pleasure.
Okay, cool. You don't have to do it with pleasure.
With pleasure.
I don't want you getting any pleasure from kicking me.
I don't want you to not be
Just kick
kicked.
me.
I want you to not be happy when you're being kicked. So we would do
No,
it.
I'm not going to be happy. I'll already be crestfallen. But I don't want you deriving pleasure out of kicking me. The whole tour kicks off June 23rd, which is my birthday, of course. Maybe that's a sign. Well, anywho, that's what's going on this summer for the Outlaw Music Festival. You know, if it's called Outlaw, I'm surprised that one Bob Ritchie isn't on the lineup. Isn't he an outlaw? Isn't Kid Rock an outlaw?
He's a cowboy, I believe.
Oh, he's a cowboy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Well, shades of difference.
Baby.
Right. Just because his dad owned a string of car dealerships doesn't mean he's not an outlaw. Something they should look into. Yeah, so I need to really get on the Willie Nelson thing. But again, I'm really between a rock and a hard place here. I got to find a weekend date, which means I got to
travel to go see him.
Well, I ain't going to Blossom on a Thursday.
That's what I mean.
Tell you that much.
If you're not going to go to Blossom, you're not going to go out of state on a Saturday.
Yeah, of course I will.
No, you
there
won't.
it is. He's doing Charlotte on a Saturday.
Okay, then go. Buy your ticket right now. What's the date?
June 22.
You're not going. That's the day before your birthday.
My birthday weekend.
Okay, then do it.
What better time to go? Well, I need to consult with my better half on these kinds of things.
Sure.
June 22. I got nothing going on that day. Okay, what are the other weekends?
You take Friday and Monday off for a long weekend in Charlotte.
No.
Well, and don't forget, we got Juneteenth on the 19th.
Are we allowed to take that day off?
So,
Poundcake's
Poundcake's
taking it off.
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
It's a company holiday.
It is a federal holiday.
It's a federal holiday. Yeah. It's rude
and
if we don't take it off.
And I've learned my lesson from working on federal holidays.
Please.
No one cares.
So 19, 20, 21st. We'll be off all those days.
And you can go to Charlotte or wherever, Asheville. Where was it?
Charlotte, yes.
Charlotte. Go to Charlotte. Have some fun. And
well, first of all,
see you bye.
Stop telling me what to do.
I'm going to tell you what to do forever because I can.
I'm looking at, I could go to Jones Beach on a Saturday.
What's that?
We could all go. It's out there on Long Island.
Oh, come visit.
It's right in your backyard.
Come visit me.
That's what I'm saying.
You guys can stay in my apartment. There's plenty of room.
Jersey on Sunday the 30th.
I have a big couch and an air mattress.
Will you sleep on the couch and we get to sleep on the bed?
Absolutely not.
All right, they're doing Chicago on a
Polar
Saturday,
blast punishment.
so I would most likely do that.
I get to sleep in your bed for a week while you sleep on the couch.
No. You'll ruin my bed.
Sleep in Mary's bed
Why would
for
I
a week
ruin your bed?
is her polar blast
Big
punishment?
and sweaty.
I'm not
and
sweaty.
You ruin it.
Where am I going to bring my...
You can't touch the thermostat, Bill. It's 75 degrees in my bedroom. Tell me you're not going to be sweaty.
Oh, my God, that sounds
The
terrible.
thermostat is locked.
You got the
You're not
window
allowed to
But
touch
in
it.
the summer, it's not going to be that.
You don't know. Landlords don't pay attention to that crap.
Are you going to have, is it central AC or do you have like
No,
window units?
It's not a window unit, but there is a unit in my room.
Is it like one of those ones that like moves around like R2-D2?
No, it's an old, it was a daycare, so it's a big old yellow unit that's in the wall.
Okay.
It's giant. I'm sure.
Okay,
it'd
so
work
it's still
really
like
well,
kind
but-
of a it's not in the window, but it's that kind of unit.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can come stay with me, not in my bed.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep in your bed.
You can sleep at the foot of the bed with like a little cat, just curled up in a ball.
Oh, yeah. What do Alan cat?
Alan, is Poundcake thinking of Jerry Lee Lewis or Ted Nugent?
Ted Nugent, that's who it was.
Well, he didn't marry his... No, he adopted a girl so he could have sex with her.
Okay, well...
Because he's a patriot, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
He's a patriot.
That's who I was thinking of, Ted Nugent.
Wang dang doodle.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Wang dang sweet poon tang.
I was off. He didn't marry her, but there was something hinky going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is a little hinky. Well, now that you mention it.
That's a good word for it.
It got the okay from her parents. Oh, I'll take care of her. We're going to be on the road with a touring rock band. What could go wrong? Sick of these parents. We just wanted our daughter to have a better life. Okay. Billy Strings is so freaking good, somebody says. Okay.
Let's give us a little Billy Strings.
Let's see if we have some in here. Billy Strings.
I don't know if they'll be in there.
Oh, yeah, really?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
I thought maybe GAR.
GAR
might play
maybe,
them.
but I don't know. They're like that hipster bluegrass where it's all yoga girls that listen to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that is new country. I mean,
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Meet me at the something. Meet me at the creek.
Don't you be swearing, Billy Strings. Is it live?
Yeah, this one's live. I don't want to do that because there might be some.
Yeah.
Hold on. Dust in a baggie?
I ain't slept 7 days, heaven 83. Methamphetamine has got
It's about meth, Mary.
my tweaker friends have got me to the point of no.
This is just straight bluegrass.
Yeah.
There's no.
I guess if you
What'd
were
you say?
in,
Bottom Boys?
Yeah.
right, man
I
of
am a
constant sorrow.
man of
Yeah,
con-
doesn't it sound like that?
Yes, that's what
I-
a lot of bluegrass sounds like.
I saw a TikTok about that last week, or maybe it was Reels, whatever it was. It was about how that is the most successful soundtrack of an era. Like, I don't think of all time, but it's one of the most successful soundtracks.
The Bodyguard was
And
one.
there is a song in it that's just an old wire recording of a chain gang singing a spiritual, and they didn't know who to give the rights to, so they found a guy that was on the chain gang and then delivered him a $700,000 check. They're like, you're the one that was singing, so you get this money. And that's so crazy. See, being on a chain gang, not so bad. Worked
You know,
out,
so-
worked out
sometimes-
one time for one person.
Sometimes crime does pay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You guys use the word shrimp to cover up the S word for poop. It's really mean if you tell someone like Mary Santora, eat shrimp and die, because she will, and that's just not very nice.
Would you die, Mary?
Yeah, my throat will stop working. Yeah, it'll close
Huh.
up. and
So
then
in the
your
absence
air's
of
done.
an EpiPen, you could die.
So today I went into my little deli, my little diner, and they have their salad bar, and I got the salad bar. And then the guy, he has the lid of my salad in his hand, and they handed him a second salad from like the grill side with an aluminum foil, like I don't know, it just looked like bunched up aluminum foil. So he puts down my salad, opens up this aluminum foil, and shrimp goes all over the other salad. And then he just goes right back to like putting mine together. And I wanted to say something because I was like, hey man, like I'm super allergic to that. Like you can't be messing around.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they don't care. And I wish people cared more. So what I did is when I got to work, because he didn't touch the physical salad with it, but the container, he had shrimp juice all over his hands. And he's like closing up the container, and he poured my dressing with it. So as soon as I got to work, I like used a paper towel to hold the bottom of the container and like dump it onto a plate. And same thing with the dressing, and threw out the container in the bag. Because I'm like, how can you work in food industry and not care at all? Or not be
because they
told?
just don't.
But
Yeah,
not be
I
told,
mean,
like,
these
but
are
that's,
probably
like, people can die, dude. Like that's a big deal.
well, but they require you to tell them not to do stuff, right?
Yes.
No, I mean, sure, but they use one set of tongs for everything on the salad bar.
Right.
I mean, there's no shellfish on the salad bar, but it's still like, what if someone
There's nuts.
Yeah, there's all kinds of other stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think they make accommodations for people. They have an extra set. I remember when I was working at the crepes place, people would come in with a gluten allergy. And at the time, I didn't know what a gluten allergy was. But I was like, okay, how can I assist you in making sure you don't die? And then they would walk me through it, and I would do it. So you do just have to say something, because these aren't necessarily top chefs, okay? They're working on a food line, so they don't know.
Like in their family business or whatever.
Yeah, and they make like $12 an hour, and you expect them to know everything about, allergic reactions to food.
No, not know everything about allergic reactions to food, but I feel like shellfish is a pretty common allergy.
Yeah, keep that stuff
So,
separate.
Yes, if you're handling shellfish, maybe change your gloves. That's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Shellfish, nuts. I mean, I can't think of anything bigger than that can kill people,
Well,
right?
he probably was doing his job wrong anyways.
Well, but also, people in that situation are usually walking around with an EpiPen, right? Because they don't know what's getting mixed with what.
Yeah.
So,
But that doesn't mean you want to be able to use it. Just
understood.
Because you have it doesn't
But you
mean-
don't have one with you.
No, I have one.
Oh, you do?
I should carry it.
You have
with
one
me,
in
but
your
I'm
purse?
Nervous. I keep it at home, which is probably the worst place to have it, because I know I'm not going to
Yeah, you're not going to mix anything at home. Mary gets the lobster tongs in her salad. She cacks out right there in the deli.
There have been times because
My EpiPen's at home.
They do have like an imitation crab. I'm assuming it's not real crab meat on the line.
No, it's
for
just
the-
fish.
Yeah, it's like
cod.
pressed flounder or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because they use the same tongs, and depending on, no joke, depending on where the tongs are sitting determines if I'll get a salad that day. So if they're sitting like right on top of it, I'm like, well, no salad today. I'll go somewhere else. Also, I don't feel like all places should have shellfish. Okay, let me go on a rant for a second. Lent, are we in Lent?
Yeah.
Okay, so people give up meat on Fridays in Lent, or sometimes the whole time, whatever. I'm not Catholic. But this is the time of year when every friggin' dive bar and diner thinks that they need to have crab cakes.
A fish fry
and
or whatever.
shellfish
Yeah.
and a shrimp cocktail on the menu. And it's like, bro, if you are operating in a dive bar, you don't need crab cakes. Like, you've gone the whole year and nobody has ever requested seafood from you.
They sell a lot of those, though.
I understand, but also, like, this is not the place for it.
I mean, there's
You're
probably
not handling things properly.
there's probably
You
a
don't need-
church on every corner doing a fish fry, so nobody's going to the bar for.
But
you know,
they wouldn't. Here's the thing: like, if they weren't selling it, if people weren't buying it, then I don't think they would do it. But I think they sell a lot of that stuff.
But my point is, not every place, I feel like not every place should be able to do that.
What are you doing in a bar anyway, Mary?
I'm a comic. Where do you want me to be? Every place I go. And it screws up all the fried food, though, because these places aren't changing out the oil or keeping a separate fish fry. It all goes mixed in together. So when then they have fried popcorn shrimp on the menu, that's mixed in with all the oil with their regular shrimp. The one comedy
And
club
therefore,
I go
you have to get the really bad salad that they have.
Well, the one comedy club I go to here all the time, they do that, where they have like awesome fresh cut fries, or at least they look good, but they fry shellfish in the same oil. And I'm like, how can you
Really?
Yes.
But
And
the
I'm
fries taste like lobster or something. I mean,
it's oysters. It's fried oysters, but still,
Well,
it's
the fries taste like
how
oysters?
How can you not think to separate those two things? And maybe it's just because I'm hypersensitive.
but they also don't want to waste anything. The
And they
less
also-
stuff they
yeah.
have to buy, the happier they are.
I
They
get
got
that.
razor thin margins.
And they probably have a really small kitchen where they only have one fryer. So
But that's my whole thing. If I could be on a soapbox for a minute. Hey,
1
not-
minute. Time has been
not
up.
Every single restaurant, bar, diner, not all, you guys don't all need to have fish. You're not qualified to have fish. You're not handling it properly. You can barely keep your coleslaw cold. You don't need to have fish on your menu.
Well, there's Mary Santora's take on. I think she's right.
You heard what I heard. Mary Santora hates Catholics
and small business owners.
Yeah, honestly, because if there were no Catholics, we wouldn't have to deal with this. So either be Christian or something else.
Are there
You're allowed
any
to eat-
famous religions that abstain from shellfish?
Imitation crab is made of starch and finely pulverized white fish.
There you go.
Yummy.
Well, I'm assuming it's imitation crab.
I
'cause
think
it's
you're probably
square.
right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
that'd be
perfect
crazy to
squares.
have.
Yeah. Charging
Real
$32 for crab at the bar.
It's an $8.99 salad. I'm assuming it's imitation crab.
Hey, do you guys have any finely shredded or pulverized fish on the menu?
Yeah.
Because I got a real hankering
Yeah, but we don't
for.
call it that.
Huh?
We call it imitation crab,
Ah.
which is somehow more palatable.
Right.
I'm just saying, I feel like
Yeah, I'm acting like a crab, say.
like if you're a diner that has cottage cheese on the menu,
Yeah.
maybe you don't need a lobster tail as well. Like that's not.
I just remember that the Daves, and I've told the story before.
Oh, yeah.
When we lived in Ohio City for many years, the Daves on Bridge and 25th is where we would go grocery shopping. And it got all manner of people in there. You got people from the neighborhood, and you got people who were from the neighborhood, but, you know, were kind of whatever. And we just walked in there one time, and the salad bar had lobster, imitation crab, whatever it was, right? Crab salad. And I just walk in, and there's a woman in there, elbow deep in the crab salad. And she's like, what, you going to call the cops? I'm like, no, like slowly backing away from the, yeah. So she didn't care if it was imitation or not, because she was imitating a person who had her elbow in the crab salad and was just taking out fistful of it and eating it. So I can, out of all of whatever other affliction she might have had as an unhoused person, she did not have a shellfish allergy. And so I guess that's
Wouldn't
a plus.
That be the way to find out, though.
I guess that's the silver lining, you know? They're like, yeah, I sleep under a bridge, but can have all the lobster people throw away.
Or
That
put
would be the bad way to find out, though. You're right.
the soups right next to each other, too.
Yeah.
Like, they'll have a lobster bisque right next to the chicken noodle, and I'm like, I can see that there's lobster bisque in that chicken noodle soup.
Right.
I can see it.
Right.
So now I don't want to get anything from your hot bar.
Oh, their loss. Their loss. And to compound matters, you also have a bisque allergy.
Do I? I don't even know what bisque is. Thick soup.
It's a kind of soup.
I mean,
know that.
it's got
Yeah.
dairy in it, so.
Yeah, I shouldn't be
And
messing with it anyway, but still.
Most bisques are also probably going to
Seafood.
have a seafood element, too. So,
Yep.
yeah, stay away from bisques.
Hey, you got any langostino back there? I'm trying to break myself of bisques.
Yeah, I've never been a big bisque guy. I don't like cream-based soups. I like a broth-based soup.
Well, there you go.
So if you're a local business owner, take all the shellfish off your menu.
Uh-huh.
Just for me. And
Yep.
I'm not going to come in there, but you should do it in case I decide maybe I do want to.
For Mary, at least for the time being. Let's just
And
say for Lent,
others-
which she does not observe. And others,
in
just
the
traffic
shellfish
primarily
allergy
in
community.
traffic in broth-based soups.
Broth-based soups and keep your allergens separate.
So they can have them, just keep them separate.
Keep them, yeah, fine. Have it, but fry it in a different fryer. Handle
they only
your
have one
crap
fryer?
properly, man. Well, then don't have it. If you only have one fryer, then don't have something that could kill somebody.
Well, what if they want to?
I guess you're going to have to find another place to eat.
Nah. There is another deli that I like, and their fruit is fresher, too.
There you go.
So I might be making a jump.
This situation, you've already lost a customer, deli number one. I'll have those Gilmore Project tickets for you if you're a Pink Floyd fan. They're coming through for the 50th anniversary of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. They're going to play June 21 as a Friday night at MGM Northfield Park. So we'll do those coming back.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
From the Universal Windows Direct Weather Center, WMMS Weather.
Tonight, thunderstorms likely down to 58 degrees. Tomorrow, thunderstorms continue, then a chance of rain mixed with snow. The temperatures tomorrow will fall to around 33. Then a slight chance of snow showers Thursday, high 36.
This report is sponsored by Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime. that has monetized every corner of our lives. Better Offline is a podcast where I'll lead you through the good, the bad, and the stupid of the tech industry and tell you exactly how venture capitalists and technocrat billionaires intend to influence your digital lives, for better or for worse. Listen to Better Offline on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's time to give stuff away. Oh, it's time to give stuff away.
All right, I'm going to go see the Gilmore Project. Are you a Pink Floyd fan? Well, I'm going to see them anytime soon. Gilmore Project is performing the 50th anniversary of Wish You Were Here. It's going down Friday, June 21, out at MGM Northfield Park. Ticketmaster.com's got all the details for you. You'll get this pair from me. Be caller 10, and they're yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 to win, or 800-348-1007.
Alan Cox.
The sort of man we used to describe at school as a complete prick. The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7
WMMS.
If you're watching live at AlanCoxShow.com, tip of the cap to Danielle Florentiner, who's assisting today in the video department. And Cavs are at home tonight. A 7 o'clock game against the Mavericks. That's Kyrie Irving returning to the Romo Fijo, correct?
Correct.
And pre-game on MMS will get going here around 6:30. So 7 o'clock tonight. Mavs Cavs in Cleveland, Ohio. Pretty evenly matched teams. And then the Cavs will go to Chicago, Illinois to play the Bulls tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So, boy, a lot of exciting basketball action to be had here. About an hour north of Dayton, Ohio. Maybe not even an hour. Might even be suburban Dayton. Is that where you went, Mary? Or you went to UT? You went to UT, yeah. A couple of friends who went to University of Dayton. They're trying to find out whose finger they found in a Walmart parking lot. It's a town called Sydney, Ohio, where they found a human finger that they think is female in the parking lot of a local Walmart. My favorite part of the story is
it the whole finger?
No, the one right next to it, Bill.
Yeah.
My favorite part is the Sydney Police Department says they don't have any reason to believe that it was suspicious. They're like,
looks like a regular run-of-the-mill finger losing.
Yeah, that's the cops going, how
leprosy,
the hell?
he's been running rampant.
We are not going to find who belongs to this finger, so we're just going to say it's not suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Mm-hmm. So, Sydney, Ohio, somebody called the cops and said, hey, I found a finger in the parking lot. And they said, could you repeat that? Because I want to make sure that I'm hearing you properly. I don't know if that's what they said, but I have to imagine. They confirmed that it was a human finger, likely a white female's. I wonder if they figured that out by nothing more than it had nail polish on. I wonder how...
No, the bones are smaller, I think.
Well, that too, but I'm just saying, I wonder, you could have a man with slight hands.
No, maybe they're different.
Well, I'm sure they are. I'm just saying that at first blush, if you're looking at it, it just sounds like the Sydney Police Department.
Maybe they're dishpan hands.
Yeah. It sounds like the Sydney PD is not tripping over themselves to get this case figured out. They're like,
they said there was nothing suspicious about it.
Yeah, it's a human finger. It's probably a chick's. I mean, case closed.
Male fingers can have nail polish on them, too, by the way.
That's true. It's a good point. But in Sydney, Ohio, would they?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Would they?
Age, yeah.
Rebelling.
What's that?
He's rebelling.
Rebelling. Well, and also you would think that maybe they think there's nothing suspicious because no one's called to claim it. Somebody might just have had a finger, small town, right? And maybe somebody had a finger, and they're coming out of Walmart. Maybe it meant a lot to them. Maybe it was a family heirloom, like a monkey paw in those horror movies. And maybe this person had it in their pocket. Maybe it was part of their keychain. It just fell off.
No, I don't think that's what happened.
You don't think so?
I think it was a traveler,
Oh.
vagrant.
Oh.
And they had to dispose of said finger. And so they were like, where's the best place I can do this and get away with it?
Why is nobody calling to claim the finger?
Walmart parking lot. Because it's not from that state.
Mm.
This is what I'm saying. The person cut someone's finger off, probably in like, I don't know, Maine or something. And then they rode
so
the
far.
railroads. Yeah, they rode
Railroads?
the railroads all the way here. Dropped the finger off.
Oh, riding the boxcars, riding the
Back to
rails,
Maine.
baby.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
But why would they dispose of it in such a place where people could find it when you could easily throw it into a river or the woods where no one would find it?
They want to get caught.
They want to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they have inside knowledge that the Sydney Police Department isn't really going to do much. Maybe they're
They got a man on the inside.
Hey! That too. I was reading about another guy who was trying to engage in insurance fraud, and he did this by cutting his feet off. This is Massachusetts. A guy who needed money, and so he was trying to engage in insurance fraud. This is how broken, by the way, not only the medical billing system is, but also the insurance system.
Here's what I would have not done. I would have told people I'm engaging in insurance fraud. It seems like they're going to be suspicious of it right off the bat.
I don't think that's what he did.
Oh.
It's when he tried, hey, guys, could you gather around, please? Could you take a knee? I'm going to be engaging in some insurance fraud, and I really like you guys to keep a lid on it. And break. I don't know if he's a coach. A guy, after the fact, tried to cash in on an insurance policy. He said he had a bloody farm equipment accident. But little did he know.
Man, you have to be hard. This is the level that people get to that would make them go into the Squid Game.
That's what I'm saying.
Where you're
Desperation.
You're so desperate that you're like, all right, I'm going to cut my feet off, pretend like it was an accident, and then try and just not even get rich, just get out of debt.
Yeah. Sorry, this is Missouri, not Massachusetts. Not like that matters.
Sense, yeah.
Now you understand. No, a guy said that he had lost his feet. One of the stories said legs. I'm like, that can't be right. Had lost his feet in a farm equipment accident. There's something called a brush hog. You know what a brush hog is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know. Brush hog is like a
rototiller, right?
There you go. Yep, it's attached to a tractor sometimes. And this guy said that he had lost his feet in this way. And he meant that literally because nobody could find the feet.
And for the people who are going to be like, it's actually this kind of thing, not exactly like a rototiller. Thank you.
Well, but if
Rototiller is pasta.
you either know
Rhododendron.
A rototiller is pasta. Yep. And so they couldn't find the feet. And somebody was like, "There's something about this doesn't seem right." Because they said they
go through these lengths.
I know.
Then...
They said that the guy's stumps, this was a guy who was in his 60s, not a young man. A guy in his 60s, but he was also a paraplegic from the waist down.
Oh, so he wasn't using these feet anyway.
He wasn't using them at all.
All right, well, then that makes
right?
it.
But still, I mean, you're still going to great lengths.
Do you ride on a rhododendron?
Huh?
Do you ride on one of those?
Yeah. On a rhododendron?
Rhododendron?
Uh-huh. Yep. They're perennials, so they'll show up every year. And they said that basically the guy's stumps were too clean, that they were too straight. They're like, if this had been an industrial accident, they would have been all mangled. They would have been gross.
Yeah, see, he should have used the hog swallower or whatever it's called.
Hog brush.
Hog brush. And,
brush hog, sorry.
Brush hog.
Yeah.
To do just that. If that's the way you're going to do it, you got to make it authentic. Because if you're just chopping them off and it looks all clean, they're going to catch you every time. Those insurance inspectors are thorough.
They said that a man from Florida had made the trip up to Missouri to cut the guy's feet off with a hatchet. And the person investigating this says it was very clear that this was staged because the wounds were just too clean. It would have just been a bloody, gory mess if it had been an industrial accident. And they determined that the guy was trying to cash out an insurance claim. But imagine hiring somebody from Florida like, well, let's see, I can't have a local guy do this. They're in the Ozarks or wherever. Jimmy Brandino's never going to keep his mouth shut. So I gotta get some outside help. He had a lengthy stay at a local hospital. Yeah, but they still couldn't find the feet until a few days later when one of his relatives found them in a bucket.
You should have got rid of the bucket of feet.
You guys looking for them feet? I found them, man. They were in a bucket behind some tires. I think they his feet. They walk him to the hospital and put him on his stumps. It's a perfect fit. Hey, Lee.
Yes, good afternoon.
What's up?
It's my theory that the finger, it came from a vegetable picker in South America, or maybe an illegal alien picking veggies out in Lorain County.
Huh. Lorain County. I mean, this is north of Dayton.
Oh. Well, hey, I mean, they have veggies growing indoors.
They are all over.
Quite a few in Ohio. But
So are you saying, Lee, are you saying that somebody bought produce and it fell out of that?
Yeah, it was in there from the picking.
Yeah.
But I'm done.
What?
The joke.
Oh. Right, yes, thank you. Because
on the picking.
By the picking, gotcha, okay.
Way back when I gave you the term Parmanian, back when you first started.
Okay, thank you. That's I appreciate that. Thank you, Lee. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you. Picking because it's a finger? Was that the joke? Right for the picking?
I think so.
Oh, well, you guys tell me.
We don't know.
You were the ones who got it, and I didn't.
Wait, I barely.
Okay.
I know that he was making a joke about someone losing a finger while they were picking produce.
But again, you're picking produce. You don't lose a finger while you're picking produce.
You might.
Produce.
There's a hog swallower. Yeah.
There's a brush hog?
Yeah, brush hog behind you.
Yeah.
I think hog swallower is better.
The hog swallower and the rhododendron.
Hey, get that hog swallower away from my rototiller pasta. I'm going to eat that for dinner. No, I thought he meant like somebody, people find things in food all the time. Usually it's bugs or something like that, but, find a finger in a thing of lettuce. But you're picking lettuce. You're not out there. I don't know how they do that.
It's probably from the factory that sorts the lettuce. There's
Well,
people,
Right. When you're around industrial implements. But I don't know. Thank you, Lee. Were they fingerling potatoes? No, I don't. You missed a kick the bucket joke.
I
missed a lot of jokes. Because a brush hog is a large mower, not a tiller. Mowing deck. Okay. All right, well, there you go. Still not pasta.
I didn't think brush hog was pasta.
It's hard to remember who thought what was what, quite frankly. On the subject, though, of, and you probably already heard this, Mary, on the subject, though, of...
Right, but they look a lot like rototillers, so that's why I was confused.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. To the untrained eye.
Yeah, I'm not using many rototillers or brush hogs.
You're not?
Hog swallowers, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I have no need to. People that do that for me.
Pardon me. I'll get myself a brush hog. I got a lot of hogs.
Get myself a hog swallower.
I got a lot of hogs that need brushing. No, but somebody else they're trying to track down. They found a human leg on the subway tracks there in the Bronx.
Whoa.
You see anything cool on the train yet?
No.
No.
You know what I don't like?
I don't mean a leg. I mean just somebody, I don't know.
No.
Okay.
There's always a mom and a very young child, like 3. and she's got like a box of candy she's trying to sell for $2 a piece, and
Did
she
you buy
like
it?
makes the little kid go do it or like look real sad. I don't like that at all.
Try to get their rent paid.
Not by selling candy on the train. You're not going to make your rent. There's no way.
Oh, they're probably doing pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, if they sell a Mounds bar for $15 a piece, they might.
It's not $15. It's like $1 or $2, and I have never seen anyone buy one.
Yeah,
Never.
but when all it takes is one sappy tourist, and they go, "Oh, here's $20," and I'm.
But that's
sure,
not going to pay your rent or
Right.
happen every day.
But no, it will happen I'm sure they're doing it for a reason. I'm sure they're.
I imagine they've had good results in the past.
There's 8 million people in New York.
I don't like that they bring their kids into it. That's what I don't like. Don't bring your kid around for sympathy while you're trying to sell candy bars on the train.
But that's what kids are good for.
Yeah.
Sympathy.
When I was in Vegas and we were on Fremont Street, I was talking about how I was like, this is like child abuse because the whole family was out there jamming, and the chick was like, I don't want to. Like, I could see it on her face that she's like, I'm so tired of seeing this damn song. But like, listen, sweetie, you like your Barbies? You like your room with all the pretty pink colors? Because if you don't sing, you're not going to have any of that. So they were essentially putting her up front. She was playing the little Selenas, and the rest of them were the whatever her band was.
Imagine the story this kid's going to have to tell in 10 years. I used to go on the J train, or whichever one you take, and I would sell candy with my mom on the train. That's how we paid the rent. Now, if that kid got older and told that story, everybody would go, oh, my God, what an amazing story of perseverance. What a story of tenacity. But Mary is on the train. No, I don't want any of your candy, kid who clearly needs help.
Hating ass bitch.
I am.
They're trying to get their paper.
Hating at. Yeah, these are desperate people.
They might not be. They don't look dirty.
Well, that's smart on their part then. But they have to be desperate for you to go, yeah, sure. You just didn't like the candy enough. They had beat candy, is what you're saying.
No, they have like everything. They have like M&Ms and
Oh,
they
yeah?
have Skittles or
Ooh,
like
yeah, they would
Almond
get
Joy.
me.
Like they have everything.
See, Mary is
offer
Mary's too spoiled with the 25-cent pop at work. She ain't gonna spend
Right.
$1 for M&Ms.
$2 bag of candy. Get out of my face.
The other day, I was going across the street here to get some food, and a homeless person got me, or I'm assuming he was homeless. You never know anymore. But he was just like, hey, he was like, I'm a veteran. I served your country.
I know that guy.
I would like a sandwich. And I'm like, oh, I don't have any money. He said, I don't want any money. He said, I want a sandwich. I was like, I don't have any money to get you a sandwich. He was like, well, I still love you anyway. God bless you. I'm like, okay, bye. Because that's how they get you.
At least he was specific about wanting some food.
But once you go and get them food, they're like, well, you clearly got money, so why don't you just break me off something? Like,
No, you say,
let
I
me see your
used the
card."
last of it, sir. I'm a God-fearing man. You can tell him that. I used my lunch money to get you a sandwich.
No, they don't think like that.
You got to tell them that. I know they don't think like that.
No, I'm not even gonna do that deep. Like I can live with being a dick and not buying him a sandwich because I feel like he needs to put his people. He needs to think about all the other people that came before him that have, shysted me on trying to give money.
I remember that classic Christian
Bible
verse where he said, think of the shysters that came before ye.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Listen, I'm not like Jesus.
Blessed are the hating ass bitches.
I try to be
because they
close.
will inherit the earth.
I fall short.
You what?
I fall short of being like Jesus.
You don't even try.
You don't try.
I do try.
You do not. How? There's a perfect opportunity for you to try, and you didn't. I'm not saying you had to, but don't give me this I fall short. Yeah, of course.
I prayed over it.
I prayed over it.
Prayed over it. And
Well,
said,
you know how well that works. Thoughts and prayers. He's probably still hungry. Keep eating them prayers, guy.
Yeah, chow down on some prayers.
Chow down on some prayers.
Have little thoughts to follow it with.
Yup. You didn't want to go get him a sandwich?
No.
Huh.
I wasn't going to give him a sandwich.
Was he specific about what kind of sandwich?
Nope. He just said, I would like a sandwich. And I was just like, I would like
one too.
I would like to go get my food and not be bothered, but.
Wow, that's dark. Sir, I would like to go get my food and not be bothered by somebody who's hungry. Thank you so much. I'm trying to be Christ-like, if you haven't noticed. And I'm falling short. But as soon as I eat this sandwich at home, I'll pray about it.
I didn't get a sandwich.
What did you get?
I went over to Balance. I got one of their little health bowls.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want this crap.
I want a health bowl.
Do I look like somebody who's trying to be healthy?
No, you need to take me to Shake Shack. He was like, and I want some chili cheese fries.
Shake Shack. Isn't Potbelly right next door? Why didn't you just get him a Potbelly sandwich?
Because I wasn't gonna. I'm on a budget myself.
Anyway.
Wow.
Potbelly's okay.
They should pay you to eat at Potbelly because the food's not bad. You just have to reassemble everything they give you.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Why?
you do. I keep giving them chance after chance after chance. I'm like, I don't know.
worst
I'm not
sandwich
going
chain.
back.
Dude, it's the worst sandwich chain. I'll say that. I think Potbelly sandwiches are the worst of any like fast. I mean, I'm putting Jimmy John's above them. I'm a fan of Jimmy John's, but Jimmy John's is pretty basic. I don't know how Potbelly messed up sandwiches so bad.
Wow, I'm really surprised because I've never had a problem with them. I don't have to reassemble anything.
It's just mediocre. There's not
somewhere along the line,
cookies
they took a serious decline, and I don't know when that happened.
They have everything. They have the subs.
They don't though.
They have
They don't have
milkshakes.
any like Italian dressing.
Oh, I don't get that.
They
I
have
get the
like
same thing every time I
mayonnaise
go.
and mustard. As far as like condiments go, those are your choices. Mayonnaise or mustard.
I get
No,
the
they have
chicken
like
club.
they have Italian dressing.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
They
right
do
across
not-
the street
no,
they do.
They do not. They do not have Italian dressing. They have like
It's on the
oil
menu.
and vinegar. No, it is not. I promise you it's not.
Maybe Italian seasoning is what I'm thinking.
Italian seasoning. They'll put oil on your sandwich and then Italian seasoning.
I
Sir,
see.
That is not Italian dressing.
I see. You want the dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want like a Jersey Mike's type situation.
I've never had Jersey Mike's.
I think they
so
do
maybe.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, now that we've covered all of the sandwich ground, I've got to take a break. I want to go see KK's Priest. I'm going to be talking to Ripper Owens this weekend, by the way, for the metal show. And he is fronting KK's Priest, KK Downing, who was in Judas Priest for many, many, many years. Hence the name. And they're on tour, and they're going to get to the Agora in March. So if you want to see what Ripper's up to and KK and the whole gang, I'll have those tickets for you after the break.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
A former male staffer of Diddy is now accusing him of sexual assault. What would he supposedly do?
Diddy is touching him. He'd walk by and he said he kept messing with his anus. He kept showering in front. Like, Diddy would say, like, hey, come in the bathroom. I got to talk to you. And he would just shower right in front of this guy.
Like an all-glass enclosure, making it very awkward and uncomfortable.
I used to do that to Charlie all the time on our European vacations. Charlie, come here. It's true. Come here. I got to tell you something. And there I am, just lathering myself up.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Weekdays on 100.7 WMMS and 24/7 on our free iHeartRadio app.
Raising Cane's, marinated and hand-battered chicken fingers served fresh and hot. One love.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The hit true crime podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing cold case from 1989 as a community continues to search for answers about a missing girl, various suspects, and a potential connection to BTK.
It's gone from, okay, we don't think something's quite right, to there's some worry going on now because now we've found some of her clothing.
Listen to Paper Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, true stories from Huntington customers with Annie.
You're a woman-owned business. You're growing. How does banking fit in?
Huntington feels like a part of our team, and when I got the news that we had gotten into our dream retailer, I said, Huntington is the reason that we can accept this contract. You allowed us to get here. It's something that Morgan and I...
Get more than money from your bank. Welcome to Huntington. Real people compensated for true stories.
Hey, Mackenzie here. If you've been looking for a car, truck, or SUV that's in stock and ready for immediate delivery, you'll find it today at Ken Ganley, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer. With 23 brands, 50 locations, and over 6,000 new and used vehicles in stock, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle at the perfect price. For the location nearest you, visit KenGanleyAuto.com. Ken Ganley, we drive Ohio.
Win a trip to Vegas and compete for a chance to win $10,000 in the Bud Light Mini Hoop Finals Tournament. Qualify for your chance to win by scanning the QR code at retail accounts or by participating in a Mini Hoops Challenge event near you. Visit WMMS.com for locations and all the details.
Avenged Sevenfold in concert. A7X. Saturday, March 9th, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. With special guests, Poppy and Sullivan King. Tickets are on sale now at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Avenged Sevenfold. Live. New album, Life is But a Dream. Out now.
The Cleveland Auto Show is back February 23rd through March 3rd at the IX Center. Experience all of the hottest cars, trucks, and SUVs all in one spot. Enter to win a 2024 Buick Envista. Buy tickets at clevelandautoshow.com.
Hey, it's Rover from Northeast Factory Direct. Better health starts with better sleep. If you're getting a good night's sleep, you're going to have more energy and think more clearly. But a new mattress is expensive, right? Not at Northeast Factory Direct. Their Sleep Easy mattresses are made right here in the U.S., exclusively for them. Any kind of mattress you need, pillow top, memory foam, gel foam, any size, they have it. Start sleeping easy with Northeast Factory Direct, West 140th in Cleveland, Lakeland Boulevard in Euclid, Freeway Drive in Macedonia, Whitewood Street Northwest in North Canton, or shop online anytime at northeastfactorydirect.com.
Welcome back to The Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, and, of course, companionship. Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive, and now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance so common with this group.
But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
We call it what it is in my house. Hi, I'm Megan McKay. The pros at Mr. Rooter have been solving plumbing and drain problems for over 30 years. For same-day service, call 855-MISTERS or visit MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Tonight at 11.
Will the department your child's going into suddenly be erased?
Colleges are cutting majors and programs, some facing closure or merging, leaving students stuck mid-degree.
A lot of people feel like the value of the degree is not worth the cost.
Why colleges are facing financial issues.
You do not want your child to be mid-semester with nowhere to go.
Tonight at 11. 3 News. What matters most.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Classic Hard Rock. Just search Classic Hard Rock and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Rover. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Plus, a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
I do make everything about me.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
That meeting could have been an email.
It's the President's Day sale at Mattress Firm. Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift toward pillows and more, all with free and fast delivery. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year and celebrate the most innovative talent and creators in the industry. And you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Nominees include Crime Junkies, The Daily, My Favorite Murder, New Heights, Normal Gossip, On Purpose with Jay Shetty, The Retrievals, Scamanda, Smartless, and Wiser Than Me. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
YouTube is the streaming partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards and will be honoring Rotten Mango with the Innovator Award presented by YouTube. Tune in live Monday, March 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel. You won't want to miss this.
This is The Buzzard.
From the Bath Authority Studios.
100.7 WMMS, Cleveland.
Now it's time to give stuff away. I'm going to go see KK's Priest. KK Downing, who spent about 35 years in Judas Priest, decided to go his own way a few years back and took Akron's own Ripper Owens with him. And the band is on tour and having a lot of fun. Return of the Sinner is the most recent album. That's the name of the tour, with special guests LA Guns and Burning Witches. It's an all-female metal band from Switzerland. We played them this past Saturday night on 2 Hours to Midnight. It's a great lineup. Wednesday, March 20th, the show goes down at the Agora. You can go to agoracleveland.com for the details. 2 tickets here for KK's Priest for the tour. Good luck. Call 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
As soon as I can learn how to run a computer, I am starting an online petition to have Alan Cox taken off the air. So help me God, I'm having him taken off the air.
Can you feel the love tonight?
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7
WMMS.
I forget how old this album is. Wildflowers from Tom Petty. It was his second solo album. It'll be 30 years old this November. I love it. Love this record. Remember playing it in the early days of my classic rock radio career when it was brand new. But you're playing new stuff by, older artists. And, of course, Tom Petty died a few years ago. How long did Tom Petty die?
It's been like 6 or 7 years.
I was going to say, it hadn't been 10 years yet, has it?
I don't think so.
All right.
I thought it was 2018, I want to say.
That sounds about right.
2018, 2019, maybe.
Heroin overdose. Anyway, they're putting together or they're getting ready to release a Tom Petty tribute album that sounds pretty cool. Did you ever get to see Tom Petty? Did you care? Were you a fan?
17. October 2nd.
Oh, he died in 2017.
So,
yeah.
So
all right.
I never got to see him. I was going to a game at like a Guardians game, or Indians game then, and they were having the Tom Petty concert that night, and I was like, oh, maybe we should grab some tickets and go see that instead. But then me and my buddies ended up going to the game.
Yeah, I get it.
But hung out with people that were going to the concert before and after, and they said it was great. And now I kind of wish I had just gone and seen Tom Petty, because I listened to a lot of Tom Petty.
Yep. I saw him one time with the Black Crowes. Long time ago. Willie Nelson, the aforementioned, we were talking about Outlaw Country, or Outlaw Music Fest, rather, coming to Blossom this summer. Willie Nelson's on it, Dolly Parton. Some of the guys that used to play in the Heartbreakers. The first track is Dierks Bentley's cover of American Girl. That's his name, yeah?
Dirks.
Dirks?
Dirks.
Oh, because it's D-I-E. That looks like Dirks. Wouldn't Dirks have no E in it?
A lot of people spell names wrong.
But they're not wrong for them.
So then it's not Dirks.
I thought it was.
No, it's not.
It's not.
He's telling you it's not.
It's not Dirks Bartley. Oh, didn't the Guardians have a guy named Dirks Bartley that played for them for a while? Dirks Brantley.
There was
Did
Michael
we ever,
Brantley.
Michael Brantley. It sounds so similar to Dirks. Did we ever have a Dirks on local sports? Just a
not
frame of
that
reference for me.
A Dirks, maybe on the hockey team.
Yeah. Anyway, the Tom Petty tribute album is called Petty Country, which would be a great name for Poundcake's book, by the way. When he writes his autobiography, call it Petty Country. Just fantastic.
I like Tom Petty.
What's your favorite Tom Petty song?
I don't know, but I hear him on the radio, and I'm like, who is that? And they're like, Tom Petty.
You want to play Is It Tom Petty?
Sure.
That's live. I don't want to throw you off. No, that's a bad one, too, because it takes forever to get going.
This is Tom Petty.
Good job.
I just know, honestly, and you're going to call me a poser, but...
No, I'm always. I always like when you know anything we're talking about.
But it's the only song I know by him that I know is him is "Free Fallin'," and that was only because John Mayer covered it.
Amen.
So that's it. Honestly, that's how I know who Tom Petty was. But there's every so often they'll play like a Tom Petty song on the radio, obviously, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound too awful bad. It doesn't make my ears bleed. He's a nice.
It doesn't make
artist.
my ears bleed.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a nice artist.
All right. But Free Fallin' had been around for a long time before John Mayer covered it.
I never heard it until John Mayer covered it. I never.
Wow. I mean, Free Fallin's like been a radio hit for 30 years.
But the way John Mayer sung it, like it was, he just put some extra on it. I don't know what that little extra was, but he put his own little.
John Mayer.
Like he's a good, and the way in his voice, it just sounds so hot. I'm like, ooh.
Still closes on that on tour, which is I don't personally like, but whatever you got to do, I guess.
Because it was
because the only versions of it I'm seeing are live.
That's what I'm
from
saying.
John Mayer.
It is live. It's really good. That's the one that he recorded and put out is from his Where the Light Is album.
Okay.
It gets played on the radio as a live. I'm like, ooh.
So then, how did you? Does he shout out Tom Petty? How did you find out it was a Tom Petty song?
I think I said what's your favorite John? Someone said, "What's your favorite John Mayer song?" And I was like,
"Oh, no.
Free Fallin'."
Oh,
and they're like,
no.
that's a cover, right? And I said, "No, he didn't write that because John Mayer's like a Grammy award-winning writer. Like he wrote a lot of great songs." So I didn't think anything of it, and they were like, "No, that's a Tom Petty song." I was like, "Oh."
Well, Petty Country, put that one in your back pocket.
I'll think about it as long as I ain't got to pay nobody.
Yeah. All right. Would you know Last Dance with Mary Jane? MMS plays that quite a bit. Video had Kim Basinger in it back in the day.
I loved this song when I was a kid. This was like my introduction to Tom Petty because it will get played so much on VH1.
Yeah, right. Isn't he like dancing around with her? She's a doll or something.
like this was
like
in
a
a
dead
video
lady,
game.
yeah.
What, Cody?
I feel like this was in a video game.
In a video game? Yeah, maybe.
Like Vice City or something like that.
Oh,
Probably,
maybe.
yeah.
They have a lot of different.
This is Bob Dylan.
Because he kind of say,
Yeah.
he's got that. Well, this is when they went to. This is the song that Tom Petty, I think, sued the Chili Peppers because they said Danny California. They ripped off from Last Dance with Mary Jane. But I don't think it came to that. I think somebody might have put a bug in his ear and he's like, let them do their thing. He was smart enough to know, It's like there's a finite number of chords on. Anyway, I always think of American Girl because that's what the girl was singing in her car in Silence of the Lambs when she pulls over.
Yeah.
Because Buffalo Bill's got a broken down van and needs help getting the couch in there.
Great song.
She's singing American Girl in the car before she becomes abducted. Ironically, as an American girl. Speaking of whom, you want a little Jenna to cleanse the palate?
Probably not, but let's go with it.
Gesundheit.
It's time for Sweet Nothings with Jenna from Poland.
Oh.
I want to change my name to Felicia.
This has been Sweet Nothings with Jenna from Poland.
Well, I hope you're taking notes. Change her name. From Jenna seems a more contemporary name than Felicia.
I just like one.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Right. All right. Well, I hope I don't have to change that up to Felicia from Poland.
I met a very nice one of our customers named Felicia on Saturday when I did my gig in Youngstown.
Oh, good for you.
She was very excited.
Yeah.
She's a very sweet lady.
Yep.
And then
You say lady, that makes it sound like she's a little older.
She was.
Okay. And
But she was like, she's keeping it together.
I understand.
But she was a little older, probably. I don't want to guess. But then I met John.
Where was this?
This was at Penguin City Brewing Company. They had a fundraiser that I was part of. And it was John, the king of I-71.
Where was this?
Youngstown.
Oh, in Youngstown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I met John's wife, the queen of I-71.
Yeah. Does he call her that?
He does now because I called.
I was gonna say.
I was like, the queen, and he's like, yeah.
She's not out there riding shotgun though.
No, but I mean, the title's.
I guess if she's married to the king, yeah. So how's he? Does he look like he sounds?
He does.
Okay.
He actually looks a lot like Mary's dad, but like a thin version of him, like a thinner.
Oh yeah.
So when I saw him, he's like, "Hey, I'm John." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, John?" So John, very nice guy. Lot of customers out there in Youngstown. So that was a really fun show. But that name Felicia.
And what did she have to say to you?
She says she listens every single day, and she loves the show. Or she says, hate the show, love you guys.
But she enjoyed the program you guys were doing?
Yeah, it was a really fun show.
She liked your skits?
She likes my skits, and my jokies. I got a standing ovation, and I was hosting.
Hey! Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, how does that come about?
I don't know. I just crushed it hard.
Wow.
Just crushed it hard with great jokes.
Good for you. What do you think about that, Mary? He got, was this a theater show? This is a brewery show.
The brewery show was a big, they had a great setup, though. Like,
Mary, didn't you get one in your farewell shows? People leapt to their feet, right?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
I know that. They kept asking me to sit down. They said, sir, because I was kind of in the middle of the room there. Mm-hmm. Sir, please. I said, is this where I should stand for the ovation? They said, not yet. She just got on stage, sir.
You stand the whole time.
The whole time I was.
That's how you mean it.
Yeah.
The whole time or the one right next to it?
I want to go. I can't listen to him anymore.
But yeah, very fun show.
All right, good.
Ryan McNaughton, another fan of ours, he put the whole thing together. And it was to raise money for foster kids so they can buy the love that they don't get on their own.
Oh, not kids named Foster.
Yeah, right. Correct.
Oh, I see. Okay.
No, just ones that...
What a very narrow fundraiser that would be.
Indeed.
I'm Fred Foster, and I need help. There's a girl on TikTok talking about, her name's Amber, and how her daughter told her that Amber is an old person's name.
Oh, God.
And this is where we are now, because names are relative, right?
Amber is a stripper name.
Huh?
I said Amber is a stripper name.
Well, but
used to be.
But to this little girl, her mom is an old woman. So,
Daughter told me the name Ashley or Amanda or my name is Amber are old people names, and I never thought about it this way, but she's like, yeah, my teachers' names are Miss Erica, Miss Samantha, whereas young people names, like my daughter is Scarlett, there's Charlotte's, there's Olivia, there's Penelope's, there's Isabella's, there's...
I think what's so funny about it, what's so funny about it, though, is the names that she thinks are young person's names because they're the little kids her age. All the parents grabbed old-timey names.
Yeah, because that's
why there's 4
trend.
billion Bellas and Pearls and, Amber's an old person's name. But again, it is all relative.
Nora's name's just Nora, right?
What do you mean?
Like, my niece is Eleonora.
Yeah, it's just Nora.
But they call her Nora.
Right, just Nora. But it's funny if your mom be like, Amber is an old person's name. Because I'm a little kid.
Bellas, there's Ellas. Those are young people names. For me, Ashley is always going to be like my friend from elementary, so it just seems like a kid name to me, but it's not. Ashley, Amanda, Amber, all of these names are basically the new Margaret or Barbara.
Yeah. Margaret or Barbara, yep.
Because, I think of my niece's names, and it's actually all E names, but it's Evelyn, Eliza.
Wow. Evelyn.
Yeah.
That's a family name.
I have a
Elise.
niece named Evelyn. I think she's 12, maybe?
Are those family names?
No.
They just pulled Evelyn out of a hat.
That side of the family, they have stranger names. Like I have a nephew. Well, I guess it's my cousin's kids. So I don't know if those are my second cousins or whatever, but there's a Declan, McLean.
Well, they're Irish then.
Evelyn. No.
Irish?
Hungarian.
Declan.
Declan's just a cool name.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
maybe it's an Elvis Costello fan.
Her husband might be Irish. I don't know.
That's a name you give your kid when you're really into being Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be funny. I can't wait. It's already kind of starting because there are so many young grandmothers. But I do love where we'll have the generation of like fully tatted grandma Ambers. That'll be fun. I know they're already kind of out there, but those are young grandmothers. I mean, when they're in their 70s and 80s.
But young grandmas have been a thing forever. They just looked like grandmas earlier because everybody looked like a grandma.
Because they were working hard.
Yeah, in their 40s. I've been watching a bunch of old episodes of Cheers.
I just started watching Cheers, too.
I'm watching Cheers, and you know how old Coach was when they started that show?
He was probably
58.
60. Oh, was he really?
He was 58, and he looked 90.
Well, because he only died a few years into that show, so he must have died young if he was in his early 60s.
Yeah, he was because I think he only did like 3 or 4 seasons.
Oh God.
Yeah, it looked rough, and all the women on that show when they're like, here's a real hottie coming in. I'm like, this lady looks. They just.
I wonder why
ram
that
it
is.
Up real young.
I wonder why though. I wonder why he was 58 and looked like that.
But everybody looks old on that show.
That's what I mean.
You look at Norm and Cliff, and they were in their 30s on that show, and you never look at them and go, hey, there's a couple guys in their 30s.
Right. Yeah, Ted Danson would have been 35 on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Around there. Huh. Yeah. Well, anyway.
And Rhea Perlman's 30 when that show started.
Rhea Perlman.
And they're like, she had 6 kids on the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, people weren't working the fields, by and large. I mean, you see like really old pictures, when the life expectancy was 32.
Right.
People looked old because they were just tired all the time. They were being aged by their lifestyle.
But also just fashion and stuff and hairdos. A lot of the hairdos were very unflattering.
There's a trend on TikTok right now of people using, it's called a Dyson Air Wrap, where it's like it gives you like looser curls, but they're using it on their toddlers who have shorter hair, and so they look like the Golden Girls. And it's my favorite thing on the planet because they're doing this air wrap on their toddler girls and then dressing them like old ladies.
Yeah,
and I love it so much.
That's hilarious.
It's the cutest thing on the planet.
But also, old ladies don't dress like they'd used to anymore either.
But what we think of.
It's like
Golden Girls.
I was going to say, it's like when people point out that the Golden Girls, I think, were like early 40s.
Yeah.
Oh, were they that old?
I think they were like in their early 50s,
Okay.
maybe late 40s, but they were not
But like
that
my age.
old. Yeah.
Yeah. Betty White, B. Arthur. Okay, so 1922. So they were like 60. I mean, B. Arthur, I think, might have been the oldest of them, but.
Wasn't the one who played like the 90-year-old mom? She was actually
the youngest. Yeah.
Yeah, Estelle Getty. Stop her, my mom will shoot. She was the youngest one of the group. They had to put her in an old lady wig, makeup. Didn't Poundcake do a Golden Girls song?
Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
So you've been doing some Cheers episodes too?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
was
season?
like, I want to go, huh?
What season are you in?
Started right from the front.
Oh, okay, you're right
Yep.
at the beginning. See, I jumped in a couple seasons because I've seen the first 2 or 3 seasons enough times. I'm like, okay, I kind of remember all these. So I jumped in the season 3 right when Frasier becomes more of a regular character.
Yeah, no, I watched it with my dad when I was younger. I mean, that's how I got into it at all. But I don't think I ever watched it like from the beginning. So I'm like, I'm going to turn on. It's like 1982. You know, is when it premiered. I was 10, 11.
I
whatever.
was a baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, baby.
I'm going to break here. You want to go to that Primus and Coheed and Cambria. You get all 3 bands on this bill. Primus and Coheed going to be doing Monday, August 5th, out at Blossom. And I'll get you a couple of tickets coming back. 35192 and a text for anything else, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like classic hard rock. Essential classic rock that was truly hard and heavy. AC/DC, Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search classic hard rock. Free never sounded so good.
It's time to give stuff away. Stuff away. Yeah, yeah.
All right, you want to go out and see Primus and Coheed and Cambria on the co-headlining run. Special guest, Too Many Zoos. All of them at Blossom. Monday night, August the 5th. You can go to livenation.com for the tickets and info and all that stuff. Caller 10, you've been trying to get your grubby little mitts on these tickets. You can do it right here. Good luck. Primus and Coheed this August. Caller 10, 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Who needs broadcasting awards?
The I Like the Sound of My Own Voice award.
When you've won World's Sexiest and 5 years in a row.
And the winner is
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
You know what this band needs? If I may speak to the genius of Les Claypool in my infinite wisdom. You know what I think Primus needs?
What's that?
More bass.
I hate it. This sounds bad. Who's this for?
It's for a lot of bass players who think that they should be running things.
I'm not a bass player. I just like Primus. Yeah. I think it's different. And it's
They are very
interesting.
clever. They I will say, between Les Claypool and he's a very, very creative guy. Like, nobody could take that away from him. It's not for everybody. It's for Primus fans, Mary.
Ew.
I remember they did this on Conan mid-'90s, and I had heard of Primus, but I wasn't really like paying close attention or whatever, and to what they were doing. I thought it was funny. Shake Hands of Beef is probably the first one that I like got its hooks in me a little bit because I just thought it was funny. Why are my phones keep switching? You see that happening, Cody?
Yes, it's been doing it all day.
I know.
Like,
I don't
the
know what's
names
going
keep
on
going
here.
away. Like every time I type it in and send it over, it's
Yeah,
gone. I don't know.
My
what's
phones
going
keep
on.
switching to WTAM. I don't know.
Take one of their calls.
I know, right?
Let's see what there's.
Hey, is Trevisano there? Anywho, Shake Hands with Beef, one of the many, many amazing songs that you'll hear from Primus, there with Coheed and Cambria. That's the beauty of music, is there's something for everyone. And maybe they'll do some Oysterhead songs. I mean, that would sit just fine with me. Your Cavaliers are at home tonight. I think they got a couple of wins under their belt recently.
Just one, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Because they played Thursday and Friday, lost both of those, and then they played on
sucks.
Sunday and won.
All right. You got beat by the Sixers and
the Magic.
Oh.
And then they beat the Wizards.
Uh-huh. All right. The Wizards of Washington, D.C.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not of Waverly Place or Washington State.
The Wizards of Waverly Place NBA team.
Anyway.
Anyway.
No, they move these teams around all the time.
I know, they really do. Well, they're looking to expand. There's got to be a town somewhere called Waverly Place. They can put them in there. Mavs are in town tonight, so Mavs Cavs, 7 o'clock on the Buzzard and on the iHeartRadio app. If you listen to us on the app from out of state, maybe you listen in a place called Waverly Place. I'd love to know where. Andy is in Atlanta. Brian listens in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Jake's in Orange County. Ray is one of our Canadian bureau chiefs. He's up in Vancouver. And we were talking before the break about, way back in the day, people in their mid-30s looked a lot older just because of a variety of criteria or whatever. But there is a new oldest American, and again, it's a woman. It's always a woman. And that, if you're somebody who hopes to live to a ripe old age, that might be worth considering. Might be worth asking the oldest, ask someone in your family who the oldest person in your family was. Bet it was a woman.
Because we go to the doctors and stuff.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
So what, they find things out or?
Yeah. Preventative medicine. When you know.
Well, a lot of times, but there are all kinds of afflictions that only women have to contend with, too. So I think
but they get it taken care of.
Right.
I see.
I mean, my grandma has outlived my grandpa by, I think he died when he was 93. I think she's 96 now.
Yep. What did he die of?
Being 93.
Being 93. Yeah, he's an old man.
Well, no, but not everybody. I mean, this woman is 114 years old, and she lives in Texas.
She's going to die from being 115 or 16 or whatever.
Right, but I'm just saying, I mean, if you go back far enough, I would think, I'm curious where the societal changes affect that. Because, guys were going to work. The women weren't going to work. So guys would die of stress or heart attack or lung cancer because they were smoking, and women, by and large, weren't doing that.
Yeah, but you're talking 100 years ago.
Well,
70 years ago.
Time is long. I'm just saying, I mean, when you go through the decades, I wonder, I'm curious how these patterns lay out because as far back as I can remember, I couldn't tell you the last oldest man that they talked to, that the oldest living American is a guy. It's always a woman. And you're saying it's because you make regular trips to the box doctor.
Not just that doctor. I'm saying doctors in general.
Yeah.
Talk to your male friends. Ask them when the last time they went in for a checkup was. And they're like, 6-7 years ago.
Being old is so unmotivating.
And you're not wrong, by the way.
No.
Mine was in 2022. I need to probably go back.
That's what I mean. You haven't been to the doctor in 2 years. That's crazy to me.
Fine.
Yeah, but are women getting regular checkups just because they're worried about stuff down there?
It's not.
I mean, there have to
just vaginal things.
No, but I'm sure that's the thing that sets it apart. Otherwise, there'd be plenty of women who wouldn't be going to the doctor. If they weren't concerned about ovarian cancer, if they weren't concerned about breast cancer,
I don't think it's just.
I think women just worry more about their body, and they will tend to go, okay.
We're also the ones having kids.
Yeah.
Okay. We're the ones that are going to the doctor for.
Well, then it is vaginal.
No, but I'm saying
in nature.
In general, if you have those types of plans for your life, you need to make sure you're healthy.
Right.
And you're keeping your stuff together. And I don't mean being fit, but getting your blood drawn once a year and making sure that you have everything you need to have. And I think just women are more open to the fact of I would like to go make sure nothing. You don't wait until you're in pain. You know what I mean? Brian has a really bad habit of that. He waits until something is wrong.
Well, then what's wrong with me? Because I get an annual blood draw. I get an annual checkup. They put
me
through.
No one said anything's wrong with you. You just do this stuff.
Why aren't dudes doing that?
Because they don't want to. Why would I?
Nobody wants to. I don't want to.
Wrong
but
yet.
I mean,
nothing's wrong yet. Why would I go to the doctor if nothing hurts or if I don't feel weird?
Yeah, but nothing hurts on me.
Yeah,
I go every year.
You're very progressive in that. Most men are not. They're just nah, I'm not going to go.
Right. You probably.
Also, you have a wife and a young kid, so you're like, I feel like I should go.
You bet your ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas.
Okay. I feel like
they're just going to tell me the same stuff, all the stuff I already know. So why bother?
Plus, being old is so unmotivating. You're closer to death than you are life. So why do anything?
You are alive. You are literally closer to alive.
You're closer.
You are alive.
You're closer to death. Your best years are behind you.
You're closer to death than birth, but it doesn't mean.
Are you saying that at 31, your best years are behind? Speak for yourself,
I said
homie.
being an old man. I didn't say being 31. I'm saying.
Well, we're talking about people going to the doctor, though. I mean,
okay.
I don't think this woman is going to the doctor at 114. You get up there, you just wait. Every day you wake up, you can't believe it.
This is ridiculous.
And by the way, you are not the oldest person for very long. Because this woman in Houston is 114. She's now the oldest living American. Because the previous oldest living American, another woman, died a few days ago at 116. And they all say the same thing because these people come from a different time. What's the secret? It's just the good Lord.
Lord.
Well, these people say Lord.
Lord.
Try to do the best thing you can to everybody and love everybody. This woman has lived through the Spanish flu, 2 world wars, the JFK assassination. I mean, the fact that you're that old and you lived through the pandemic these days, to me, is crazy. You would have thought that would have just shaved the very top off the Centenarians.
Who was the lady that was talking about a Dr. Pepper?
Me. Always me.
No, there was like some old lady. She's like, I drink.
Yeah, we played the clip.
Flossie or Flusy or what's her name?
Yeah, the oldest lady.
They were throwing a birthday party at a nursing home, and her family was coming, and she was like, I'm not excited one bit. Like, she was close. She's close to death. Like, she's like, just let me die.
Those people who are like, I want to live forever. I wish immortality was a thing.
Because
I'm like,
I do too.
get out of here.
Everything you do looks like elder abuse. Like, you can't ride a roller coaster. You don't know.
Everything looks like elder abuse.
You can't walk to the beach. Like, you can't, you can't do anything fun because everyone's like, oh, you're too old.
Yeah, but you are saying...
Like, what if you want to still have sex at 114? Everyone's going to be like, no.
You don't.
You don't. You stopped thinking about that 30 years prior.
I don't ever want to get to the point where I don't want to live that long where I'm like, the last time I thought about having an erection, not getting one, thought about having an erection was 30 years ago.
Yeah, but you will. It's just part of the whole thing. I mean, your body just has different priorities. And when you get to under 14, your only priority is your body going, today I won't give up. Again. Yeah, this woman, she drinks 3 Dr. Peppers a day.
Is a special doctor.
People try to give me coffee for breakfast. Well, I'd rather have a Dr. Pepper.
Okay. Elizabeth Sullivan fell in love with Dr. Pepper about 4 decades ago, and that's when she was 60.
I started drinking them about 40 years ago, 3 a day, and every doctor that sees me says it'll kill you, but they die and I don't. So yeah, they
all say it'll kill me, and it looks like she's got her original teeth too. That's the amazing thing. Some people are just built differently. That's why there's no secret. Like, yes, taking care of yourself and doing, all the standard stuff, that'll get you to like 95, 96. The people who are north of 100, they're freaks of nature. There's no secret because there would be some commonalities among them. It wouldn't be, I smoked a cigar every week. I had 3 Dr. Peppers a day. Those people, they're just freaks of nature. Flossie was the one who didn't want the party, right?
Yes, that's who it was. The lady was like, the newscaster was like leaning over, putting the mic in her face.
The lady, Flossie Dickey is the woman, yeah.
Good morning. Yes, we are out here at the Cheney Care Center, and I am sitting next to the woman on the front page of the Spokesman Review this morning. This is Flossie Dickey, and check it out, folks. We got her very own Good Day Spokane coffee mug. She is enjoying some coffee this morning because, Flossie, you say you're a little tired this morning. Is that right?
I am tired.
She is very tired. That's actually, I heard, your favorite activity to do at the center here is to take a little nap.
Take a nap many times as I can.
As many times as she can, she likes to take a nap. Flossie has 3 children. You have 12 grandchildren, 20 great-grandchildren, and 15 great-great-grandchildren.
Oh, God.
You sound like a very busy lady.
Not old, you crap.
Yes, she has lived in multiple places in the Northwest, even lived in Arizona. She's originally from Oregon. That's where she was born. And Flossie, this morning, we also have some flowers that we would like to give you. She got her nails done. I don't know if you can see, but they're a beautiful pink. Pink and purple, we heard, were your favorite colors. So I'm just going to set those on your lap for you.
All
right.
All right.
It won't stay.
I'll hold them. How about that? So that they stay. Later today, Flossie's family is going to be coming out here to throw you a big birthday party.
He's afraid the lady's going to die
excited
while
for
she's
the
talking to her.
Flossie's dead, right?
What would you would rather be taking a nap, huh?
I'm not excited one bit. Flossie Dickey.
She's dead, right?
Oh, yeah, that was 8 years ago, and she was 110.
She was 118. Like, oh, my God.
Yeah. I wonder if that interview went on that reporter's sizzle reel.
I went to school with Dr. King.
Right.
He was a very nice colored man.
Yeah. That girl left television news a few years after that and went into business for herself right there in Spokane. Oh, how about that? Somebody sent me new Lindy Corn, by the way.
Even more?
Yeah.
Oh, what a bounty.
It's an embarrassment of riches here. Roger is one of our bureau chiefs in East Fleming, New York, which is suburban Buffalo. And Lindy Corn is the Buffalo sexual assault lawyer. That's right. Here, I'll show you the new commercial he sent.
My client complained to Human Resources that when she asked her boss for a promotion, he told her, "Show me your breasts," and you got it. Does this sound familiar? If so, call the law office of Lindy Corn.
Now, she's probably making these up because you have to do regular commercials. I mean, obviously, it's not out of the realm of possibility at all that somebody would do that, but she's got to do commercials.
She's not making this up.
I don't think she's making it up. And also, she's got
Show me your breasts and you got the job.
30 years of experience
Yeah,
doing
that's
this. It's not like she has to be like, this happened last week. This is probably...
She's probably got more than she can handle.
But also, it could have happened last week because people are like this.
Yeah.
Some men marry.
You know why that is, Mary? They're
Most
not
men.
going to the doctor all that often.
I know that.
Yep. That's what's going on. The doctor would go, "You are disgusting.
Get it together, bro.
Please."
And if you show me your boobs, I'll give you half off your copay.
That's right. So Lindy Corn there in Buffalo, Roger says, "My wife thinks I'm crazy every time I pause the TV to rewind and send these to you. But my wife will never get Lindy Corn." Well, there you go. Spelled just like the band. You know the band Lindy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They inspired the hop.
Hey, Mike from Parma here. Not the Mike from Parma, but a Mike from Parma. But listening to the podcast, you guys are talking about the distance of the moon and Mars and all that. And just to tie it into the eclipse here for a second. So we get the eclipse, the total solar eclipse, because at that exact moment in time, the sun is 400 times larger than the moon and exactly 400 times further away from us here on Earth. It's just a crazy geometric coincidence that kind of creates this spectacular visual. That's all I got. Hate the show. Bye.
All right. I don't know if any of that's true, but I'll take your word for it. Believe me.
What do you hear from the red planet Mars? What do you hear from space? I know that you're from the red planet Mars. Gee, it's great to meet you face to face, to face to face, to face. So give us the word from the red planet Mars.
Well, okay, 400 times the... We're going to be doing our show live for opening day there, Eclipse Day over at Progressive Field.
I thought it was because they were all in line.
Again,
I don't know anything. But
I don't either. I mean, I think that's
they're
probably...
just all in line.
I think that's the
Why
fun.
don't you have your precious doctor tell you?
I don't have a space doctor.
A space doctor. Oh, God. Hey, Doc, explain the... Hey, your blood work came back great. Cool. Really want to impress me? Explain the eclipse.
You think any man's going to take an opportunity or pass on an opportunity to explain something to a woman?
To mansplain the eclipse?
The next time I'm in for like a medication refill, they're like, "Do you have any questions for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's an eclipse? Like, what is it?
Is
like,
it true?
Scientifically,
400 times the size of?
Just ask wild questions.
Yeah.
Is it true that you don't have to rinse your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher?
What's the average speed of the fastest land animal?
I think
That would be a
depends on
cheetah.
The dishwasher.
It would be what?
It would depend
Cheetah.
on the dishwasher for the dishwashing
There
one.
goes cheetah. It would depend on the dishwasher. I was mixing up the doctor's questions.
A cheetah's the fastest land animal. They top
What?
out. Yeah.
Still?
They can go 0 to 60 in like 3
Undefeated?
seconds. Yes.
All
I
right.
think their average
believe
speed. I
you.
did a book report on cheetahs when I was a little kid, and
Well, a lot has happened
get up
since you
to
were a
like-
little kid.
they can get up to like 80 miles per hour, dude. Those things are fast,
A lot has happened.
but only for short amounts of time.
I'm not confused that cheetahs are fast. I'm wondering if they have been supplanted by another faster animal.
Like what? A mongoose? Snake?
Take your pick.
It's there. They haven't. Been.
A Tasmanian devil.
We don't have velociraptors yet, so it's still
Velociraptors.
the
Cheetah. Pronghorn, Dorcas gazelle,
Dorcas.
Dorcas, Dorcas,
Rude.
quarter horse,
Yeah.
ostrich, greyhound, moose.
So think about how fast
Dude.
that horse would be if it was using all 4 quarters.
A moose can run 60 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's why they always say you don't want to
Those
dig
things
with them.
are
Like
giant.
people who are in Canada and they let moose come up to their car, people are like, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's a really bad idea.
Whoa, cheetahs can, yeah. That's oh no, I'm sorry. 37 miles per hour, 60 kilometers per hour.
That's still pretty
But
fast.
still 37 miles per hour.
Right. Still going down the shoreway.
That's a moose.
Yeah.
You know what stops a cheetah, though? And a buddy of mine went on a safari to Africa a few years ago. You know what stops them?
Bullets.
Banana chips.
Oh.
Bullets, too. Yes, she went to Bullets. They're allergic to banana. I just made that up. I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192 to get me there. AlanCoxShow.com to watch live, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And
From the Bath Authority Studios.
The Buzzard. The home of the Buzzard. Buzzard. This is 100.7 WMMS. Cleveland. Call the Alan Cox Show.
I'm sure it'll work for people on vacation when they don't have to do something, but I can't imagine it working on a day-to-day basis.
216-578-1007 or 1-800-348-1007.
35192. Want to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. All the other stuff. Thanks again to Danielle Florentiner for helping out. Cavs are at home tonight. We play the Mavericks of Dallas, TX. 7 o'clock is the start. 6:30 is when the pregame will begin here on the Buzzard. We will roll out then and get you set up for tip-off at 7. Cavs will be in Chicago tomorrow night, play the Bulls. It'll be an 8 o'clock start. And then they'll head over to Detroit to play the Pistons on Friday night. There's a big controversy in the Pistons game that a blown call cost the Pistons the game. And, you know, the Pistons are looking for any possible good news they can get. So, you know, even under the best of conditions, an allegedly blown call would really bum you out. But when you're the Pistons and you've only won 8 games, man, that's going to make you mad. Like, our victory hinged on that guy doing one thing. Not us. We couldn't score more points than the other team. Don't expect that of us. That's a bridge too far. Alan, I like the idea that Mary's been out of school so long that cheetahs have actually slowed down since her book report.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I have to ask. I don't know.
All the GMO gazelles they're chasing.
There you go. Genetically modified, the GMGs.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they can only do it in short bursts, right?
Yes.
So if you could conceivably outrun a cheetah, like they can only do it in short bursts because their hearts give out.
No. What? Where'd you get that information?
Cheetahs can only run full out for a few hundred yards. They can only do it in short bursts. What I want to know is how much like refractory period do they need? How much downtime do they need?
It's like an hour. It's not like they can't bounce back.
They can run for a few hundred yards at full speed, but then they got to wait an hour? Just lounging under a date tree or something?
If you ran 3 football fields
I'm not
at
a cheetah.
65 miles per hour, you might need to lay down a little bit.
I'm not a cheetah. Not a massive animal. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
But isn't that why cats sleep so much, though? So that when they do need to go fast and they get the zoomies, they can really do it?
Is that true? Mary?
I don't know.
You're the... What? What's the matter? You don't like my cat questions?
Cats like sleeping.
Yeah, but cats aren't cheetahs. I mean, cheetahs are a cat, but not all cats act like cheetahs.
We don't know that. That's why we're asking.
Have you ever seen those videos where
every cat acts the same?
And they all act like the same?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they purr and they need and stuff, sure.
And even they like sleep and, you know.
They
but
sleep
then
a lot. They're just sleepy. They're just sleepy animals.
That's what I'm saying. So that they can conserve their energy so that when they got to turn on the jets, they can.
Just little sleepy babies.
That's why dummies are lulled into a false sense of security by having a cheetah in their like backyard or something. They go, well, they're just all cats. We'll just treat them the same way. We got a call about a dead dog over the weekend.
Alan, Caleb, McKent, listening to the podcast on Friday. You guys are talking about dogs dying and eating things. I had a boxer whose name was Norm. He ate a 64-pack of Crayola crayons. He ate socks, and he ate 2 pounds of kinetic sand. You should know what that is since you have a 7 or 8-year-old. And he passed them all, just crapped them out in the yard. That dog eventually just dropped dead one day while we were out of town. And so kind of back to the morgue, dog morgue conversation. We were on a road trip with the kids and we didn't want to tell them their dog was dead. And I'm trying to make phone calls to my buddies to find something to do with my 80-pound dead dog on a Saturday afternoon when no one was open. So you can only imagine how many ways can you say my dog's dead? I need it in the freezer without your kids knowing in the back seat. Anyway, hit the show. Love you. Bye.
I would think the move would be if you're on a trip and your dog dies while you're out there, you don't have it taken care of. And then when you get back, because invariably vacations, they can be fun with kids. The grown-ups are doing all the work. It's not a vacation for the grown-ups. Vacation for the kids. And kids don't need a vacation because they don't have jobs. So you really are doing, quote unquote, the Lord's work as a parent by taking your children on vacation. You're trying to show them things, right? I would think that would be a great way to dissuade your kids from ever wanting to take a vacation again, is the dog dies while you're gone and you don't have anybody tend to it. And then you get back, you let the kids find the dog. You don't know where it is, but they're going to be running around. They're going to find. You'll follow the screams and the smells, and then you go, that's what happens when we go on vacation. I think
Or
that's a
just
great idea.
Have them buy the same dog.
Well, an 80-pound whatever.
Go buy a chocolate lab and drop it off in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, all right, whatever. I'll
Dig a
Venmo
hole
you.
in the backyard, throw Brutus in it. Was his name Norm?
Yeah.
I'm so glad our dog doesn't eat stuff all the time. He's eating kinetic sand and he's eating socks. And like, oh, Christ. Because kinetic sand it's not toxic. Just sand with some goo in it. But still, if your dog is taking kinetic sand dumps at some point, you're like, oh, good. He didn't die. He's going to pass all of it.
Nice and moldable, though.
Yeah.
Moldable.
Right.
Mixed in with the poop.
And if it was just by eating regular food, then you have like a gold mine on your hand. You could just sell your dog's poop as kinetic sand. Just don't tell people.
Wait, what?
Well, obviously he ate kinetic sand and then pooped it out.
Yep.
But if you're just eating regular dog food and then pooping out kinetic sand, you might be onto something.
Oh, if
there.
the dog is able to transmogrify the
Yeah.
Well,
Calvin and Hobbes word right there.
There you go. They keep changing the name of kinetic sand every few years, too. They call, when my older kids were little, it was called...
Sand that is kinetic?
No, they called it moon sand. They have to rebrand it every few years because you get a new crop of kids.
Yeah.
No kid knows what kinetic means. So they're like, oh, this is moon sand or whatever.
Well, I feel like that's brands that sell kinetic sand.
You think there's a bunch of different ones, and they go, let's call this one this.
Yeah, like there's...
I thought there was one
There's like
company
modeling
making
clay,
it.
and then there's Play-Doh, and there's all sorts of different bastardized versions of Play-Doh. But Play-Doh is just the one that you think of.
Well, all I ever see anymore is kinetic sand. So either everybody's calling it that, or one company has really cornered the market. I like to get in on that.
Maybe.
Because all I keep reading about is there's a sand shortage in the United States. They literally have to ship it from overseas. Construction companies and things. There's a sand shortage. It affects construction companies. It affects, glass manufacturers of any kind. So, I mean,
Poundcake was
an
amateur glass manufacturer.
Yeah.
Well, he was actually trying to manufacture sand.
He was trying to break sand, break glass to turn into sand.
I was an immature amateur glass maker.
Yeah, but at least you were kind of in your brain. You were like, I'm going to reverse engineer this, right?
There was I just wanted to smush it.
Oh.
I thought glass could be smushed in a seed spreader.
Yeah, but glass can be ground into a very fine, like you can really screw somebody up with that.
It just wasn't.
Plenty of people have been killed that way.
Yeah. And here I was, let me just put it in a seeder in the spreader. And then when it didn't smash, I grabbed it out.
Yeah. And cut your little fingers.
I cut my hand open.
Yeah.
And there are
So
times.
is there a nurse in the house?
Not.
She's sleeping.
I was going to say, not to take advantage of my mom, but like, I'm grateful that she would sleep during the day and she was kind of out of it for some of the stuff. Because any normal mom, if a normal mom saw their kid's hand that literally was like sliced open, a big slice and bleeding like profusely, it was like
I like how you wound up on
profusely.
Because I'm remembering this because
He was double checking his brain.
Yeah,
I had to check it same way I had to check the glass and make sure it crushed, and it didn't. But I opened up the door, and there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, hey, Mom. She's like, yeah. I was like, I was grounding up glass in the backyard, and I cut my hand.
grounding up glass.
That's what I told her. I was grounding up glass in the backyard. I was just trying to, make it smooth out there. I cut my hand. And she got up again. She's like in a hypnosis state.
Yep. She's groggy.
Yeah. And
exactly who you want treating your wound.
And then I showed her. That's how professional she is. She could do it in her sleep.
I guess
literally.
so. Good for her.
Because I showed her, and she didn't say nothing. She was just like, all right, let me wrap you up. Like, I was like, I'm not in trouble? You're like, no. And then she went right back to sleep. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been more grateful. So then I just put everything back to where it was. I put the glass back on the ground.
Yeah, what did she tell you to do after she stitched you up or got a couple of butterfly,
I don't remember that part, but I know I didn't get in trouble. And I was honest with her. I told her, I said, I was grounding up glass in the backyard.
Grinding.
Grinding. I don't remember. I think I probably said grounding because I was a little kid.
I'm sure you did.
But
you just said it as a grown man.
Experience, yeah. You just said it as a grown man, so yes.
But I was trying to replay the story.
He's in character.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mom, I was grounding up glass in the backyard, and I cut my hand. And she was like, okay. And I was honest with her. I told her what happened, and I didn't get in trouble. And that's what it was. So I don't know what happened to the seed spreader. I don't know if there were still shards in there. There was glass all over the backyard, though, and it was in the area where our pool used to be. So it was just a bunch of sand in the backyard in a circle. So I was like, yeah, I want to put the glass right here with the rest of the sand.
And so what happened to the glass?
I put it back where it was.
Put it back where it was.
It was broken.
Yeah.
I put it back.
And there was, and your mom was like, was she concerned there was broken glass in the backyard?
Mm-mm. No, I woke her up. I woke her up with bloody hands. I was like, "Can you?" I couldn't rationalize it. Like she, the amount of calm. Like she has been more terrified that we weren't home by the street lights coming on.
You really benefited from her being in like a fugue state because she just woke up. You woke her out of a dead sleep.
Because there was no getting around that. Like the way my hand was all sliced up, if she wasn't there, I probably would have had to go to like the ER. So there was no getting around, like waiting, seeing what happens. I had to wake her up. So I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. And woke her up, and it was nothing. She literally...
She wearing a sleep mask?
No.
No.
But again, she would keep her door locked, and we would get in with a butter knife. So I just grabbed a butter knife, opened the door with my bloody hands, and then showed her, like, hey, I'm all sliced up. Can you, she didn't stitch me, but she bandaged me. And then I was like, okay.
Now, when she plops back into bed after tending to your wounds, does she lock the door again?
I don't know. But it didn't make a difference. I think after a while...
Yeah, that was my question. Why would she lock it in the first place? These two maniacs outside are going to get in with a butter knife.
Well, I don't know, because it didn't make a difference. I think after a while, we broke her.
We broke the door, then we broke her.
I think we broke her, and she was just like, just try not to wake me up, okay?
Stop playing with broken glass, genius. Huh.
But I'm trying to ground it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told her, I said I was trying to make sand. That's what I said. I was trying to make sand in the backyard.
She's like, we don't need any sand. I need some rest.
I need sleep. Trying to keep you too
Why
fed
do we
and
need
clothed.
sand, idiot?
Why do we have broken glass and a seed spreader if you don't want me to try and make sand with it? That's the better question.
This kid could never be left alone.
I was always left alone.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have been.
Well, whose fault is that? I was a kid.
I know.
Gee, how'd you make that connection, Einstein?
I thought that was a very like proactive idea. I was like, yeah, sand, glass is just hard sand. So let me take it back to its original state.
Your brain was working in a logical way.
Yeah.
You were trying to reverse engineer. You're like,
trying to pulverize the glass into sand.
Turn it back into sand.
So what I should have done was took a hammer and then got real close to the ground and started smashing the glass, and that would have made
without any goggles on.
Yeah. Well, I had my glasses.
Mom, why are your hands all bloody? Oh, don't worry about my hands. Wait till you see my eyes. Because I initially once I cut my hands, I rubbed my eyes, and now I have glass dust in them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this guy breaking into his mom's friggin' room with a butter knife.
I don't think you could qualify as breaking in.
You said it was locked. That is the definition. That's why it's called breaking and entering.
Yeah, but you make it seem like we were stealing stuff.
Huh?
we weren't stealing anything.
No, I said you broke into her room.
Yeah.
You were stealing her sleep.
Yeah.
You were thieves in the daytime, stealing her sleep. And, might I add, ruining her heirloom butter knife. Bet you didn't know that, did you? She emailed me. Yeah, that butter knife Poundcake's always crowing about, that was a gift from my great-great-grandmother.
Well, I had a stash.
Of butter knives?
Yeah, because we would use them. We could pick locks with them. So
Did you ever use them for, I don't know, butter?
Yeah, there were some that were in the kitchen, but I had, just in case those, we didn't want to wash them. So I had one in my room, like in my drawer, just in case. One, to cut people if I needed to, and two, to pick locks.
Who were you going to cut with a butter knife, by the way?
Didn't get that far. I just have.
Nor better be prepared.
I had a bat in the corner, a butter knife in my underwear drawer, a stick with a very sharp end, like underneath my bed. I was prepared if something were to happen.
Now, do you still do that as a young man living by himself? Do you still have a butter knife? I'm sorry?
I can't disclose that.
That means yes.
Keeps that
you
thing on
have
him.
a butter knife in your underwear drawer.
Mess around and find out.
Oh, boy. Yeah, but you're not going to, wouldn't you want, I mean, you're a grown man now. Wouldn't you want a knife?
Who says I don't have a knife?
You just said you have a butter knife.
You said I had a butter knife.
Yeah, you didn't say I was wrong.
I'm not going to say you're right.
All right. I think Poundcake should buy a gun.
No.
I'm sorry?
Excuse me?
I disagree.
Oh.
Well, no one. Who asked you?
Are you talking to me or her?
Confusing me, Mary.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mary. I'm going to be on Mary's side.
Yeah, I think we figured it out. You fell right into my trap that Mary and I set for you.
How does this thing work again? So you turn it towards you. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why Mary doesn't think that's a good idea. They're always saying they need more responsible gun owners, and that's.
I was calculating. Don't you want someone who's gonna premeditate before they do
something? You'd have been dead. If somebody broke in and also had a gun, you'd have been dead.
He's standing his ground, Mary.
Do whatever you want.
People have to calculate. You got to give them time.
All right. I mean, I think that might be more of a force multiplier than your butter knife. And you have a bat. Is the bat behind the bedroom door?
I have mace, too.
Ah. All right.
Yeah, I have mace. My mom gave it to me.
Mary has pink mace, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mine's
stylish.
Mine's pink, too.
That's your favorite thing about it, too.
Yeah, it's really stylish. Yep. That's the best part. Not the stopping power, the color coordination.
Not the anti-rape. The fact that you can wear it with anything.
Mm-hmm. You can match it to your shoes.
Except you probably don't wear a lot of pink shoes.
I have one pair of pink shoes.
I was going to say, I would be surprised if you owned one pair of pink shoes.
Multiple pairs or multiple maces that way she can always have options.
You don't have one in neutral colors, so they won't clash with anything you wear?
A white, a gray.
Yeah.
And then a few off, like a zebra print if I'm feeling sassy.
Can Mary start a podcast with a roommate called Two Girls, One Cat? You have two cats, don't you?
We have two cats.
Yeah, two girls, two cats.
They met yesterday again. It's not going well, guys. It's not going well.
Oh, really? With the two cats?
Yeah.
Are they not getting along?
Well, the one is a kitten. Well, she's not really a kitten.
Oh,
she's
right.
one. So I don't know how old when they're technically not kittens anymore. But she's only one. And my cat's going to be 10 this year. So the kitten wants to play, and my cat wants absolutely nothing to do with that kitten at all. So my cat is like, yesterday we're hanging out. Me and the cat are hanging out on the couch. And my roommate comes out, and I was like, yo, open your door. Like, let your cat out so that way they can meet, So she opens the door, and the kitten comes running up, and my cat starts hissing and growling immediately. But the kitten is, like, intrigued. Like, dude, let's hang out. Like, I don't understand what your problem is. And my cat is like, I don't like you. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you smell. Get the hell away from me. But they're not, like, fighting. But my cat is the one who initiates the hissing. And then the little one, no joke, my roommate said she's never hissed in the year that she's had her. And then she met my cat, saw my cat hiss. So now her cat keeps hissing but doesn't understand it. So, like, we think she learned that she could also hiss. So, like, she'll be laying on the couch getting pet and just randomly hiss. Or she'll just be, like, playing and then just turn around and hiss at us and run away. And we're like, you don't even know what you're saying. You have no idea what you're doing.
It's like when a little kid learns a bad word, yeah.
Yeah. But yesterday, that's kind of how it ended, is that my cat was hissing at her, growling at her, and then ran away. The kitten went to chase her. She turned around and, came at her, and then they went in
Is
their
a lot of
separate
crap
rooms.
getting knocked over? Is it
Not at
noise?
all.
Okay.
No, they're not fighting.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
not
but with
going
the,
at it. There's
no, but
nothing
with the,
like that.
With the chasing, there could be some.
No, because we have a real long hallway.
I see.
So it's like they're running off of the couch and into the hallway. So it's nothing insane.
But it's not going well.
It's not, my cat wants absolutely nothing to do with that cat at all. Not even the smell of her. Get this thing away from me.
Do you know if that will eventually change, or would that happen pretty quickly if it was going to happen?
From everything I hear and have read, it can take months for cats
okay.
to get along.
Well, there might be a light at the end of the tunnel then.
Or they just might not ever get along.
Right.
That's also a thing. But the thing is that they don't really have to. My roommate is home during the day, so she has her cat out during the day. I leave my door closed, and then usually when I get home from shows, I'll leave my door open all night. So that way they both have time, in the living room, able to explore and stuff. But
Well, one person texted that cats are full grown after 6 months. I don't know if that's true.
I have no idea. I don't know what marks a kitten, but I mean, she's significantly younger and definitely way more active. She's always playing. She's always running around. She's always chasing something.
Yeah, frankly, sounds a lot cooler.
I guess.
She wants to hang.
My cat's chill. My cat's like, I'm going to lay here. You can pet me if you want to. If not, no big deal. And then when she's done being pet, she'll walk away and go under the bed. Have her alone time.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, they are not.
Maybe get a third cat and maybe it'll bring every cat together.
I don't think that's the answer.
Okay, 2 more cats.
How about a
And a
dog?
dog.
Yeah.
No.
Get a cockatoo.
Get a
Will not.
baby.
Bird.
No.
Ooh, have a baby.
No.
I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192. Want to go see Vampire Weekend? I will have those tickets for you coming back.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Or whatever smart device you have.
Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
From the Universal Windows Direct Weather Center, WMMS Weather.
Tonight, thunderstorms likely down to 58 degrees. Tomorrow, thunderstorms continue, then a chance of rain mixed with snow. The temperatures tomorrow will fall to around 33. Then a slight chance of snow showers Thursday, high 36.
This report is sponsored by Ken Ganley Auto Group.
We want to buy your car or truck at Ken Ganley, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer. Regardless of its condition or how many miles it has, get an instant offer today. For the location nearest you, visit KenGanleyAuto.com.
Hey there, it's Alan for Northeast Factory Direct. For a lot of homeowners, their #1 thing that they want to do as far as renovations go for their home is a brand new kitchen. The problem is a lot of people don't think that they can afford it, which is why I always point them to Northeast Factory Direct. Not only can you easily afford high-end cabinetry and countertops and everything that comes with it, but the secret sauce is they have their dedicated kitchen design teams. So it would be one thing if I sent you there and you're like, oh, I saved a lot of money. But their teams help you put the whole thing together. So there really are experts at helping you choose. You know, some people might have a broad idea of what they want. You might already have a very specific idea of what you want, and they are going to be able to help. So you make an appointment with one of their kitchen designers. The appointment, the design itself are free. There's no obligation. You bring in some basic measurements, whatever you've got, and then you'll see the brand new kitchen kind of rendered in this beautiful 3D up on the big screen. And that's really the best part is you have taken a massive project and gotten a lot of help with Northeast Factory Direct. And like I said, high-end cabinetry and countertops, even vinyl flooring and luxury appliances too. They got it all covered, and you're going to end up with a kitchen that you love. Any one of their locations can help you out. Make an appointment. You're going to find the one closest to you at northeastfactorydirect.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, K.O.B., you got what I need.
Kia of Bedford has got what you need. Low payments, easy financing, and lifetime engine warranty. Lease your new Kia for as low as $139 a month for 24 months. $139. Plus, qualifying purchases get a complimentary lifetime engine warranty. Go now to the Bedford Auto Mile or KiaofBedford.com. Get what you need at KOB. Payments based on 2024 Kia 4J LXS. New payment for well-qualified leases with credit. 10K miles per year. $34.95 due at signing plus taxes and fees. No security deposit required. Ends 3-4.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Avenged sevenfold in concert. A7X. Saturday, March 9th, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. With special guests, Poppy and Sullivan King. Tickets are on sale now at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Avenged sevenfold. Live. New album, Life is But a Dream. Out now.
The Cleveland Auto Show is back February 23rd through March 3rd at the IX Center. Experience all of the hottest cars, trucks, and SUVs all in one spot. Enter to win a 2024 Buick Envista. Buy tickets at clevelandautoshow.com.
Hey, it's Alan for Window Nation. February is a really weird time in Ohio because spring is just on the horizon, right? But boy, it sure doesn't feel like it. So if your energy bills are going through the roof, just trying to keep yourself comfy, might be time to re-up windows. Brand new, expertly installed, energy-efficient windows with Window Nation. Right now, they'll give you half off every window style they sell, and no interest, no payment at all for 2 years. Interest on just about everything else is going up, 0% with Window Nation. Start at windownation.com. Easy to get a quote, in-home consultation. Their windows come with a lifetime warranty. You don't worry about them at all. Expert installers do it right the first time. If you want to call and talk to somebody, 866-90-NATION. Just give them my name. They can install your new windows in 1 day or less. 0 down, 0 interest, no payments for 2 years, and half off every window style they've got. Make your home look awesome, be comfy year-round. 866-90-NATION. Say Alan Cox told me all about it. Or go to windownation.com.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tired of overpaying for wireless with Verizon? Now you can put T-Mobile to the test for free. T-Mobile's Network Pass lets you test drive America's largest 5G network for 3 months while you keep your current phone and carrier. Get real-time stats and see how T-Mobile's coverage stacks up against Verizon. Plus, families and small businesses can save up to 20% versus Verizon when they switch. At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose between a great network and a great price. You get both. See for yourself with our no-strings-attached 3-month free trial. Download the T-Mobile app to get started today or visit our store to learn more.
One trial per user. Compatible unlock 5G device required. Plan savings with T-Mobile third line free on Essentials or Go 5G Plus via monthly bill credits versus comparable available plans. Plan features and taxes and fees may vary. Credits stop if you cancel any lines or change plans. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, Mackenzie here. If you've been looking for a car, truck, or SUV that's in stock and ready for immediate delivery, you'll find it today at Ken Ganley, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer. With 23 brands, 50 locations, and over 6,000 new and used vehicles in stock, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle at the perfect price. For the location nearest you, visit KenGanleyAuto.com. Ken Ganley, we drive Ohio.
Win a trip to Vegas and compete for a chance to win $10,000 in the Bud Light Mini Hoop Finals Tournament. Qualify for your chance to win by scanning the QR code at retail accounts or by participating in a Mini Hoops Challenge event near you. Visit WMMS.com for locations and all the details.
Hey, it's Alan. Cars for Kids is hands down the quickest, fastest way to get rid of your old car, no matter what shape it's in. So do a good thing without cutting into your schedule at all. Just go to carsforkids.org today. And remember, that's cars with a K.
Traffic.
From the Elk Elk Traffic Center, if you were injured on the job, call the attorneys at Elk & Elk 1-800-ELK Ohio. Inner Belt South, disabled vehicle in the high-speed lane after Dead Man's Curve. Disabled vehicle in the right lane on the outbound West Shore Way on the Main Avenue Bridge. Elsewhere, accidents reported Lorraine Road at Porter Road, Howe at Boston, Bel Air at West 117th Street. Jackie Roberts in the Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care.
Now through February 29th, get up to $120 in savings when you buy 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get $60 when you buy 4 select Firestone tires, plus get $30 instantly and $30 back by mail when you use your CFNA credit card and spend $500 or more. See store for details, subject to credit approval.
Hi, I'm Ed Zitron, host of the Better Offline podcast. I've been both a tech writer and tech executive for 15 years, and I've seen this industry grow from a bunch of dorks building things in their garage into a multi-trillion-dollar behemoth that has monetized every corner of our lives. Better Offline is a podcast where I'll lead you through the good, the bad, and the stupid of the tech industry and tell you exactly how venture capitalists and technocrat billionaires intend to influence your digital lives, for better or for worse. Listen to Better Offline on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, I'm going to go see Vampire Weekend. They're on the Only God Was Above Us tour. Great opening band, by the way, on the Cleveland stop called Cults. So if you want to go to that show, I got tickets. Thursday, November 19th. It's going to hit Blossom. LiveNation.com for all the info. I think it might be a minute before Vampire Weekend has gone on tour. You can go see them, all right? 2 tickets for you if you're caller 10. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
7 out of 10 listeners agree. On what? We have no idea. This is the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Ugh, I switched my teeth. I'm not pleased at all.
What'd you switch to?
I was being lazy, so instead of grabbing my bag of my throat coat, I just looked up in the cupboard in the kitchen, and it's cinnamon apple, which under normal circumstances is not a tea that I would grab, but it's the only. This is a very coffee-centric office. They
got the tea capsules.
Those little pod things?
Yeah, there's Earl Grey. That's my go-to.
Yeah, I guess. It feels very wasteful, those plastic pods.
It is. It is, but I mean,
I know. But
if you wanted better tea,
yeah,
you're getting it there.
Yeah.
That Earl Grey tea is real good.
I think you mispronounced that, Bill.
Nope, nailed it.
Okay.
Drinking tea.
Yeah, I don't care for Earl Grey, really.
That's my favorite.
Oh, is it really?
Bergamot.
Okay. That's not the same as English breakfast.
No, English breakfast is trash.
Oh. Well, anyway, so's this cinnamon apple, but it's no one's fault. It's only mine because I grabbed it. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, on that app, as always, I'll give you my little preamble. Thanks for doing that because it's not always easy to do. You'll be listening to us, and it might not always seem like it, but we're all working hard here, try to entertain you, and so we'll be getting on a good run with something, and you'll be listening on the app, and a commercial will just start playing where we would normally be talking, and nobody can seem to figure out why that is. So thanks if you listen, because, we're always telling people to listen on the app, and I'd like to give them a good reason. Brandon listens in Jersey City. That's just a hop and a skip from Mary.
Never heard of it.
There was a thing they found that 85 migrants living under.
I read 40.
All right.
But
right there in Queens.
It's not by me.
Well, no, it's like the other side of.
It's like deep in Queens.
Yeah.
Richmond Hills.
Well, by Little Guyana or whatever is. Mackenzie listens in Medford, Oregon. Adam listens in Pittsburgh. We have a lot of people in Pittsburgh, and a couple of them reached out to me. Alan, today is the 16th anniversary of Myron Cope's death. Are you guys hip to Myron Cope? Bill, do you know Myron Cope?
No.
Myron Cope was the longtime voice of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you talk about the Pittsburgh accent, nobody epitomized that more, and it's why he was so beloved. Nobody epitomized that more than Myron Cope.
First down.
Oh, God. That guy's nothing compared to Myron Cope. Yeah, the ref, that Yinzer ref.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Result of the play will be a first down. Replay first down. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
I mean, at least you can tell what he's kind of saying. Myron Cope, you could barely tell what the guy was saying.
Do you have any audio of him?
I do. He's the guy that came up with the terrible towel that they all swing now at the Steeler games.
That was a shovel pass, appeared to me, you know, the old coal, to throw the coal into the bin there, business.
I always try to inject humor because it is, after all, lots of times, you know.
And he shed that guy like he was a tsetse fly. Well, he had jumped so high, he was at the top deck of the stadium. That play, if you'd have clocked it, you would have figured that it was a milk wagon horse running a mile.
I mean, that's what
insane.
Yeah, that's what people were listening to when they were listening to Steelers games for 35 years.
That sounds like someone doing a bit. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
They loved him. He was a hometown boy. When I was before I went to Pittsburgh, so I guess I would have been still in Michigan. And the guy that they hired to replace me had come from, I think, Kansas City or something. And he goes, "Oh, man, you are going to love Pittsburgh because of Myron Cope." I guess his dad was a Steeler fan or something. And I go, "I don't know who that is." He goes, "He's the guy doing the play-by-play for the Steeler games." Now, again, I wasn't listening to Steeler games on the radio, but Myron Cope he kind of did some television or whatever. But that's what he sounded like all the time. He died of lung cancer because he was just one of those old-school heavy smoker broadcasters. You certainly couldn't tell it. It didn't drop his pipes one iota. He still had that, the vocal equivalent of Poundcake grinding all that glass in his backyard. It was Myron Cope. But I imagine after 16 years, there's an entire generation of Pittsburgh Steeler fans who don't know Myron Cope. I mean, you had to be a certain age. The guy's been gone for a decade and a half now. But whoever sent me that, thank you. I never met the man personally, but he was revered in that town. Somebody sent me this story, too, about... well, it says guys are starting to do this, but the story is one guy who wanted to pay a lot of money. He went to see a plastic surgeon in New York because he wanted nipples like David Beckham.
What does that mean? Why do you know?
Nip it like Beckham.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you're single and rich in the city, you get bored, right? And you just look, and one of these guys that probably figures, maybe that's what's missing. I have all this money. I can't do anything about my personality, and I'm just having a hard time getting dates.
So the nipples will be the thing that brings them in.
Yeah, well, somebody's thinking nipple reconstruction. I didn't even realize that David Beckham had famous nips.
He doesn't.
The ideal male nipple is how it's described. Small and almond-shaped. And so now plastic surgeons, one in New York who told the story, he did it for $2,500 a nip.
Nippleplasties.
So $5,000 for both. I mean, they say you can get back to work in an hour. Imagine you show back up to work and you're bleeding, like you just ran a marathon and you're chafing and you got bloody gauze on your nipples.
There's an influencer. I didn't even know that this was a thing, but there was an influencer that I follow, and you can tell, like, they stitched on his nipples. He has like just.
That's what they did to porn stars back in the day. They'd cut them off, give them these giant implants, and stitch them back on.
It's the
they were looking at you cockeyed half the time.
Because I'm like, why would you want to do that? Like, they didn't improve it. You could tell where the stitching was, like, or you could tell where the stitching is. Like, that's not a real nipple. So I want to see before pictures. I'm like, can I see your old nipples?
Let me see the OG nip.
Yeah, I want to see because
Before
like
and after.
yeah, I just out of all the things that I would change, I don't know if I would go there. Nipple would be like last on the list. I'm sure I'd probably get it done if I was bored. But like hair plugs, big stupid horse teeth veneers.
You love those veneers.
Yeah,
yeah,
get it.
But why?
Done.
You can get veneers and not get big stupid horse teeth.
He thinks the horse teeth ones are
The
a
bigger
status
the teeth,
symbol.
I know.
The bigger the bank.
Like Gary Busey. That guy looks like he just fell out of a garbage truck all the time. Look at Gary Busey and then tell me that's the guy who's
truck he owns. He's
Yeah,
not
I guess.
leasing that thing.
Paid off garbage truck. Alan.
Okay, but I'm talking like Joe Biden. I don't think there's any more famous chompers than Joe Biden's big stupid teeth. Because
Chris Rock got those brand new teeth when he started making some money. Look at Chris Rock's old grill.
Bad Baby, she got big stupid horse teeth veneers.
Right, but I'm just
But
saying.
they don't look good.
They don't have to be stupid horse teeth to get veneers. I mean, you can get normal, just new teeth that look like they fit your mouth.
But you also have good teeth.
That's not the point.
Does he?
Bill. Yes, I do have good teeth. I have good teeth.
Okay, I don't know. I don't look at your teeth.
So, like, why?
The fact that you want to change them so much would lead me to believe otherwise.
But there's plenty of people I feel like have good teeth and they change them anyways.
I guess.
Yeah, I just don't get the point of that. I always like seeing somebody
Requires
that's still
less
got
maintenance.
kind of jacked up teeth, even though they've been famous for a long time. Like Will Ferrell still kind of has something going on with his bottom teeth. They're kind of zigzaggy.
Yeah.
I
Aaron
appreciate that.
Hernandez, they said that contributed to his like depression in prison. Was he had veneers, and when he was in prison, they started to fall out because he didn't have the money or the maintenance to
Oh,
maintain
that
them.
poor guy.
Oh, I feel for Aaron Hernandez. You shut up, Bill.
I know you do because he was hot.
Oh God, never mind.
He's a murderer.
He doesn't care.
Allegedly, he was acquitted on. They tried to pin him for both cases. He only did one, allegedly.
So that still makes him a murderer.
But not a serial murderer, like not the animal they were making him to be. He just
Still pretty bad.
you don't know what the guy did.
He supposedly wrote a letter saying that even worse than this prison sentence are my teeth falling out because my smile is really
It's the
where
window to my soul.
Yeah. My teeth are everything to me, he said.
See, it means
I mean, I feel like that.
That was the letter that that woman then subsequently
Well-
sold on eBay for about $8,000.
But you're
My teeth were screwed up for so long.
Yeah, so
that
I
now that
understand
they're
why.
pretty-
Yeah.
Like, I'm insane about my teeth. Like, I still floss and brush my teeth pretty much every time after I eat. I'd say not every time. Like, not like it was when I had to because I was wearing my retainers all the time. But it's just become habit that I carry that stuff around with me. So I've always
Yes.
got toothpicks or mouthwash, toothpaste, like always on me.
There's no
because
downside to that.
I never was. I was
But you
never
don't
proud
want
of my smile
big.
before.
No, but now you have a great smile, and it's
Yeah.
it's like that I understand.
Yeah.
But Poundcake has great teeth, and then him wanting to get big old horse teeth veneers so he
big
can
stupid
be
horse teeth
big stupid horse teeth veneers, so he can be like, I got money, is silly.
There's a lot of things that rich people do that's silly.
Well, that's why I said, case in point, when you're single and rich and you're bored, you're going saying, hey, make my nipples look like David Beckham. I got $5,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Could you fix my nipples over lunchtime?
This'll bring in the ladies.
Yeah.
Like the nipples are the problem.
Also, would he be embarrassed if he took his shirt off and someone was like, "Man, your nipples look like David Beckham's"? Like
He'd probably be like, ha ha, I got my money's worth. That's
Beckham's
worth every penny.
Mhm.
Wow. Imagine being known for your nipples, of all things.
I don't know that he is.
Or like
I mean,
your kneecaps. Like, wow. He has
Bend
this-
it like
the
Beckham, but
kneecap
it's
stairs.
now it's nipples like Beckham.
I think people are working backwards from the fact that David Beckham is a really good-looking guy in amazing shape. And so they go, oh, I mean, I bet if that, I don't know, and again, I don't know what the guy looks like because clearly he was way too embarrassed to have a photo in this article, but I bet that just about anybody who got into David Beckham's shape would end up with those nipples. Unless you got big dinner plate pepperonis.
Nah, there's some people that's what they're
They
born
got
with.
those, yeah.
I'm like, bitch, is that a birthmark? Like, no, these are my nipples.
Well, like the Rock had surgery, I believe, on his nipples because he kind of had like a little puffy thing going on there, and they don't look like that anymore, and people.
Yeah, because he was probably taking some supplement that was giving him man boobs.
He also professionally had his shirt off, though. So that's different than this random
Right.
man.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying like some people, like even when he was in really good shape, just genetically he kind of had a puffier nip.
Did you see the lady who announces to the medical school that the tuition is free?
$1 billion, right?
Yeah. This is a woman who was a professor at the school, but she and her husband, for decades, had invested in Berkshire Hathaway, in Warren Buffett. So upon her husband's death, they had a little over $1 billion in largesse that he said, do with this what you think you should. And she's donating it to the medical school.
Give it to me.
Happy to share with you that starting in August this year, the Albert Einstein College of Medicine will be tuition-free.
Free medical school. Albert Einstein College of Medicine has received a gift that will ensure free tuition for all of the students at the Bronx School. The $1 billion donation made by Dr. Ruth Gottesman, the chair of the Einstein Board of Trustees. All current fourth-year students are going to get back their spring 2024 semester tuition, and effective beginning in August of this year, all students moving forward will receive free tuition.
Imagine if you're a fourth-year medical student and you're getting one semester back. I mean, every little bit helps, but every kid starting this fall is getting free tuition to medical school.
That's awesome.
It's great, but
yeah,
oh,
I mean,
God, imagine you're like, I'm almost out of medical school. And then she goes, it's got to be free starting next year. Oh.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You can't go back. Because if they go back 3 years, then they got to go back 5 years.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. And why is a school of medicine, this is in the Bronx, why is the School of Medicine named after Albert Einstein?
He was a medicinist. You didn't know that?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, obviously.
Maybe
but
it's not that good of a school.
He's a medicinary.
Yeah, is that what it is? He was a physicist and they name a medical school after him? Hey, what's your acceptance rate? Like 102%.
Well, relatively, this isn't that bad.
Yeah. That $1 billion is going to go a long way because tuition is $2,500 a year. We're not that good. We're barely accredited. The largest donation made to any medical school in the United States. Yeah, that was interesting to me. They're like, Albert Einstein School of Medicine. Like, what? I know that's universal shorthand for a smart guy, but he was a physicist. And I'm almost positive there's no physics in medical school curriculum.
There's physics in everything, Alan. It's the mathematics of life.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, they ain't teaching it in medical school, so maybe it's a different Albert Einstein. Wouldn't that be wild? Maybe there's a guy named Albert Einstein. Yeah.
Maybe it's Bob Einstein's dad.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
The Albert Brooks School of Medicine. Yeah. Albert Einstein School of Medicine in the Bronx. Was it named after Albert Einstein?
I don't think there's many other Albert Einsteins.
There's a few. Because isn't that Albert Brooks' real name?
Yes, Albert Einstein, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Used to be the medical school of Yeshiva University. Oh, okay. Well, it's only been around since the 50s.
So then it couldn't have been Einstein.
Well, the Albert Einstein, I guess, sent a letter to someone at the beginning of this school. And
when did Albert Einstein die?
Albert Einstein? Didn't you see Oppenheimer?
No.
He died in like the mid-50s.
Oh, man.
Because he stayed here once the Nazis started going crazy over in Europe. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to go back. Can you guys put me up here for a while? So
speaking of Nazis, I watched a movie that was very sad. It's called
Schindler's List.
Not Come and See.
No.
Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest,
Yeah.
where it takes place in a Nazi's officer's home, and they share a wall with Auschwitz,
the concentration camp.
And
how'd you end up watching that?
My friend wanted to watch it, and I was just like, you know what? Let's
Feel-good
try
movie
it.
of the summer.
Oh, dude, it's such a bummer, but it was really powerful, and it got like it really made me feel things, and it's very haunting, but it's a little bit of a slog because there's not really any story, or like it's like it was filmed with Ring cameras all over people's houses, but it takes place in that era, and it's just really strange. But it was, just so sad. Sad.
There's a movie from the mid-'80s called Come and See. It's a Russian movie about the German occupation of Belarus. And holy cow. That one will get you right in your knickers. But Zone of Interest, is that a long movie?
About an hour and a half, so not super long.
Because it's getting like all kinds of award nominations and stuff.
It's just a very original take on a World War II movie.
Yeah.
Because it just makes everything seem so much more human than any other movie I've seen about World War II. Which there's a lot of very good ones and a lot of very devastatingly sad ones. This one just hit in a different way because it just shows these people completely compartmentalizing, ignoring, and even being excited about what's happening with their life when there's horrible atrocities happening just on the other side of the wall.
Right.
Little kids running around playing, laughing, having a good time, swimming in the pool. And as they're doing that, you just hear gunshots and screaming. Oh, it's tough.
I like that director a lot, that Jonathan Glazer.
Mm-hmm.
He did Sexy Beast. He did Under the Skin, the Scarlett Johansson alien movie. Hacha.
Never saw it.
He does good work.
I never saw all of it. I saw certain parts.
Yeah.
He looked up the boob scenes.
Yes, I did.
He looked up the boob scenes.
Well.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson, Under the Skin, boob scenes. Oh, hey, there they are. I'm going to break. If you want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for all the other stuff.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
A former male staffer of Diddy is now accusing him of sexual assault. What would he supposedly do?
Diddy is touching him. He'd walk by and he said he kept messing with his anus. He kept showering in front. Like, Diddy would say, like, hey, come in the bathroom. I got to talk to you. And he would just shower right in front of this guy.
Like an all-glass enclosure, making it very awkward and uncomfortable.
I used to do that to Charlie all the time on our European vacations. Charlie, come here.
It's true.
Come here. I got to tell you something. And there I am, just lathering myself up.
Rover's Morning Glory.
Weekdays on 100.7 WMMS and 24/7 on our free iHeartRadio app.
Your afternoon drive is brought to you by the Ken Ganley Auto Group, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer.
Hey, it's Bill. Breakfast might be the most important choice you make all day. And that's because with Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of Wendy's delicious morning favorites. You got the sausage biscuit, you got the egg and cheese biscuit, you got those perfectly seasoned potatoes, or a medium hot coffee. Choose your favorite two for $3. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price. Wendy's, quality is our recipe.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Classic Hard Rock. Just search Classic Hard Rock and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning off right with a satisfying steak, egg, and cheese bagel, or add a steak patty to your other breakfast faves. Order in the app and get 30% off a purchase of $5 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid once per day through 6/30/24 at participating McDonald's. Excludes taxes. Must opt into rewards.
Want a sweetheart of a deal? Get to Ken Ganley, Ohio's #1 Kia dealer. Get $0 down deals on over 800 new Kias, including Seltos, K5,
Sportage, Sorrento, Forte, Soul, and Telluride. And with our lower prices and lower rates, you may be able to get into a new Kia for less than your current payment. Like a new 24 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive. Just $199 a month. 36-month lease, $34.95 to a signing, 10K miles per year, and no security deposit required. Buy a new Kia with 0%, 48-month financing, 0 down at Ken Ganley Kia in Medina, Mentor, Alliance, and Boardman, or online at KenGanleyKia.com. Tell them McKinsey sent you, because I want to see ya in a Ken Ganley Kia.
0% APR on 23 Kia Sorrento 2083 for 1,000 financed plus tax, tag, title, and doc fee on approved credit through CAMF number 1 and overall retail Kia sales in the Central region from 1/1 to 12/31/23 per Kia Motors year-end sales report expires 3/4/24.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or hiring someone to move your piano instead of doing it yourself. So, do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25% with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the Auto Show Spotlight with Andrew Spitzer of Spitzer Auto World. So the Auto Show runs February 23rd through March 3rd at the IX Center. Now, Andrew, what can we expect to see from Spitzer Auto World?
You can expect to see a lot. You know, the great thing is we're not going to have our own individual stand, and that's because we have just about every brand there. So as you're looking at all the fantastic new cars and models you see at the auto show, just remember at Spitzer, you can get that same truck, car, or SUV with a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, no additional cost.
All right, now what does Spitzer Auto World have savings-wise?
We're coming out with our best savings ever. March is actually the beginning of our 120th anniversary as a company, and we couldn't be more excited to kick that off with the Cleveland Auto Show because it's a huge part of how we sell cars in the Northeast Ohio market, and we have our best deals of the year coming at you shortly.
All right, so they see something that they love with the auto show. Where do they go from there?
Easy. Go to Spitzer.com, and even better, you can actually buy your car online with the Spitzer Speed Pass. Save time and money.
What else do you want the people of Northeast Ohio to know about the Spitzer Auto World and the auto show this year?
As we said, we're a fourth-generation family business. We know there's a lot of great, credible dealers out there when you're looking to buy your next purchase, and you know we hope you consider us. We really think you can get your best bang for your buck with Spitzer and the Spitzer Shield, and that's what it's about. We wouldn't be here without our community, and we want to make sure we support it right back.
Yeah, don't miss the Cleveland Auto Show, February 23rd through March 3rd at the IX Center.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Hey, K.O.B., you got what I need. Easy credit, easy drive. Where Cleveland goes to buy. OKOB, Kia at Bedford.com.
Hey, it's Alan. Cars for Kids is hands down the quickest, fastest way to get rid of your old car, no matter what shape it's in. So do a good thing without cutting into your schedule at all. Just go to carsforkids.org today. And remember, that's cars with a K.
This is NASCAR driver Tony Breidinger, inviting you to make a pit stop at Raising Cane's for my favorite craveable chicken fingers. Turbocharge your order and get it even faster when you order online or with the Raising Cane's app. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Raising Cane's is not affiliated with NASCAR.
Score big at Circle K with Pepsi 12 packs, 2 for just $12 for a limited time. And the excitement doesn't stop there. Fuel your football passion and register in store for a chance to win 2 tickets to the big draft in April. Only at Circle K, where every sip brings you closer to the action.
Traffic.
From the Elk and Elk Traffic Center, if you were injured on the job, call the attorneys at Elk and Elk, 1-800-ELK, Ohio. On the Inner Belt South, left lane taken out with a disabled vehicle past Dead Man's Curve. Outbound West Shoreway, right lane taken away with a stalled vehicle on the Main Avenue Bridge. Accidents reported: Bel Air at West 117th Street, Howe Road at Boston Road, Lorraine and